value because it's rare, because it's based in truth, and the world is living a lie predominantly. It's a cause and effect based endeavor. You do this, you get this. You don't do this, you get this. It's been the same from the beginning of time. Culture and society is our enemy in a sense. Not that we have to do war on it, but culture, society, and what it creates is not your friend, and it doesn't benefit you. It takes you away from who and what you truly are and gives you a set of value systems that are not inherently true or valuable. They're just valuable to that society and that culture. You don't even need a cosmic explanation to know I'm going to be a man as it pertains to my apprehension, and I'm not foregoing that for anyone else's coercion and duress. And I'm not a slave of the state. If anything, I'm a child of God, and I'm a servant of that and the truth, and I'm in a covenant with that force or that thing, if you want to call it. It's basically just pure understanding who and what you are versus what you're not here to do. You can ignore it to your own detriment. You all have to continue to serve some vision that's not yours indefinitely, and you don't know when it ends. And by the time it does end, you're going to be too old and broken down and burnt out and tired to even give a fuck. I could do whatever the fuck I want every moment of my day. I'm guaranteed value. I live within my means. I have everything I need and then some, and I'm working toward a goal.
Scared of this fallen slave.
And again, to me, the tiger that you don't believe in is the tiger that will eat you, right? You want to sit there and act like it's all going to just be cute and cuddly and go on forever and never consider the obvious common sense cause and effect. How are you living day to day, and what's the source of this beingness? And if you're not going to be the source of that beingness, you're dependent upon someone or something else. That's a fucked up place to be, especially in times of trouble. Greetings, folks. We're back at it again. My little buddy, Penal Power's back there. Hey, Penal Power, you pushing P this morning? This afternoon? Hello? Penal Power, come in.
Come in.
Are you pushing P or what? We're going to do this right off the bat. We're really going to do this?
I have some tech issues.
Seriously?
I have the StreamYard tab muted there.
It's life issues. We've been over this.
Right.
Hey, can we get back to me? So,
sure.
What do you got to comment on? Did anything happen yesterday, or do you have any commentary on anything?
Oh, no, nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there might be. Right. The thing. You mean the thing?
What thing? Penal Power.
You know the thing.
What exactly?
The thing.
You're pointing down to your privates. You're making it weird and awkward and creepy. Okay, let's move on. Thought maybe something might have happened yesterday. Maybe you had some commentary. Brian O'Shea's down there. Come on up, Brian O'Shea, Henry the producer, everybody. Come on, don't make me beg. It's unsightly. The fucking god of all media, after all. And that's been proven over and over again. Seeing how often I've just kind of puppeteered folks on their strings to let them expose themselves about who and what they are and what their motives and intentions are and the subconscious components that make up individuals. That's how I got that moniker, God of all media. Sometimes I can even just show up and just be somewhere, and you can watch people just seemingly lose their minds. So kind of the way you would imagine if God incarnated or a Christed being showed up in some of these circles, and just the mere presence and imagery is enough to make them start gnashing their teeth and crying out. Fascinating thing to observe. So no commentary, Penal Power? Nothing went on? It's no metaversal scuttlebutt to speak of? Right. You're completely muted. Hey, dumbass. Yeah. Oh man, they're coming on to me. I'm looking extra handsome today. Right. Thank you for noticing. I am rather attractive lately. Women can't keep their hands off of me. There was a time no one was looking for me. Constant masturbation session, 24/7, 365. Nothing. First 26 years, absolutely nothing. Lately, I don't know. Something happened. Ever since I started to live into truth and faith, be free, loving, and open, honorable and authentic, my life's just been getting better and better. Now the only thing that's left is I got to get my body in peak top condition. The only thing that's left, because I've completely toxified and poisoned my body with drugs and pills and powders over a decade, various pains and damage that I've probably done. And I made various attempts in the past to do that, but not completely. So I know that is all. What is this? Who is this person? First of all, who is Stationary Pizza, number one? Number two, who is this person that they're MSZ? I don't know what that is. Person need more sleep or something?
There's no way that could possibly be one Mrs. Lee Dolls, could it?
I don't know. I don't know what
Sure.
any of these people are up to, what they're doing. But
Sure
hey,
looks a lot like Mrs.
if
Lee
she
Dolls.
needs, if that's her and she needs more Z's and more sleep, please get to bed earlier at night. You know, get your rest. It's important.
But yeah, I don't know if you're getting the bit here with the Broadway bit here.
What's that?
You know, Broadway, how some people bring their Broadway affect onto.
Oh, I just noticed you got a big Z up there too. Oh, because she just said that. She says she needs more sleep, so you put the. That's good. It's good that you're correlating.
Right. But yeah, it's almost like some people are, I don't know, man, desperate for attention, even if it's negative. Any attention is good attention, I guess. It's fascinating to witness, to observe from the metaverse zoo enclosure, so to speak. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks in life who they're unresolved. You know, they're dissolute, just not getting where they want to get because they're not actualized and realized. So, a lot of hatred, a lot of bitterness, a lot of resentment. And you know what happens when we get in that state, right? You start to get a skewed perspective. Then you start lying and you don't even know it. And that's never a good look for anybody, right? So we all do that from time to time, right? We all get in our, well, I don't. But most people from time to time get in their feelers and then they start having a skewed perspective of themselves and others, high emotion. And then they start saying and doing things that they don't really mean or that they might regret. You know, that's the process of fellowship and forgiveness and practicing understanding, because we're all oneself. We're all capable of that, right? You know, because some folks might say that these are devils. And hold on, I need to get my 1 second. Power.
Baba and
some folks might say these are devils and demons in our power. You know what I'm saying? Devils and demons. Devils and demons. Hello?
I heard that.
You know power either? Hello?
Yes, I heard that. Yes.
Yes, they're constantly clutching, reaching out and clutching for whatever they're seeing that they are not having. If you are having love, they are clutching for it, trying to break it. If you are having peace, they are clutching for it, trying to possess it or trying to break it. It is because they themselves do not possess, isn't it? It is because they themselves do not possess, isn't it?
Very good, very good.
Greetings, Hank. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm here to apologize for buying these evil Walter Waite tarot card set. So,
oh man, what happened to the Illuminati card deck, dude?
It's still in the mail.
No apology is necessary. We are aware you are of the involuntary celibate status, so it is making sense that you would be buying these sort of things. Magic the Gathering cards, Pokemons, things of this nature. all of involuntary celibate status people are doing these things, isn't it?
Yep.
Now, Hank, what do you have to offer? Because right now, you're offering nothing.
Oh, I have to offer an apology to Dr. King Stephen Esquire. Unfortunately, host a show you co-hosted. I told them about him. I guess let's say interviewing Bex. I told them that the interview was happening, and then OTW couldn't help but to watch the interview, and now
Hank, I'm going to be frank with you. Frank, I'm going to be Hank with you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're saying.
Then don't worry about it.
Please be concise and succinct. Direct.
No. Well, I pissed off the standing machine, definitely his moniker. I apologize.
I don't know who that is, Hank. It is probably not worth knowing.
Good. Then it's nothing. I don't need to apologize for anything. I didn't do anything wrong. There's no evidence of that. I did anything wrong.
Right. Other than wasting our time talking about nobodies. Other than that, you have done nothing.
I don't care about your time. I don't value your time. So I won't apologize for that.
Wow. Straight off the cuff, huh? How do you feel about this supposed Mandela effect with the sanity machine as opposed to the insanity
Yes,
machine?
Binal Bauer. I am seeing Mandela effect. I am watching tons of people who once had opportunity to be successful, completely Mandela affected into dark rooms and basements. Failing and losing.
No.
I have
seen the timeline.
No, Hank, I have seen switching of timelines. I have even seen doctors become pool boys overnight. It is fascinating.
Hot? Were they hot pool boys?
Hello, what?
Were they hot?
Please enunciate. You know that you have that speech impediment. It is very disconcerting for me.
I'll do it after snap, so I'll just turn my mic up. There you go. Were they hot?
What?
Were the pool boys hot?
No, very cold. Almost post-mortem.
Oh, no.
Faced in dark circle eyes. Looking like dead people.
That's no good. That's no good, especially when we're having this heat wave. They need to be hot.
Right.
All right, where do you want to go with this, Hank? Frank.
We'll just go back. We'll just go to normal programming from now.
Normal program. Okay, let's resume our regularly scheduled broadcasting programming at this point. Good advice, Hank. You're always on the ball. We got breaking slave news, Hank.
Mm-hmm.
We got breaking. Okay, we're gonna get right to it. You're gonna ride shotgun, and we're gonna get some more folks up here too. Okay, let's fill this damn panel out. I want people who are talking and got something to add either.
I'll write for an hour or so.
Either also. What?
I'll write for an hour, I think. Yeah, I can guarantee an hour, I think.
God damn it, I need a fucking translator. Hank always he drops one or two words a sentence, and then I gotta lean in on him. He'll look down and he'll drop a word. He's
Baba and Slaviananda. At what time can we get to stop shooting citizens?
All right, no, please. We're gonna move on. We got breaking slave news. Hank, you got any commentary? Did anything go on yesterday?
No.
Live? Like anything today? Anything you want to report on, talk about?
No, nothing went on yesterday.
Okay. Let me see here. Netanyahu reacts to world court ruling on genocide case. Do you want to hear about that? Netanyahu's kind of pissed that the new world court that we all created / didn't create had nothing to do with said that Israel's doing genocide. They don't, for some reason, believe that they're being attacked. They say they're doing expansionism and genocide, which I don't. You know, it's kind of sad that we now have a world court that's anti-Semitic. It's like, I mean, it was bound to happen, but this fucking quick. I mean, we can't do anything without it turning into rampant anti-Semitism almost immediately. So
Yeah, I need to change my headline to support Israel. Let me fix that real quick.
yeah, we're not doing this today, Snafu Creature. Now I got to time you out. We're not doing the whole are all the mods jabbed and just stop it. Let it go, man. Go join a boxing gym if you want to fight every day. Stop fucking coming here to do bouts metaversally about the same old nonsense. If you're going to do metaversal bouts, get some new fucking material already. Dale. Like, we get it. Hank did something. You don't agree with it. I don't necessarily agree with it either. He's got to live with it. We've been over it. Let it fucking go. It's like you folks need my attention and negative attention. You can't just show up and go, hey, what's going on? It's another day. We're doing our thing. God of all media, breaking slave news, whatever. What do you got to report? No, every day, whoever's in the room, you're going to pick one and he's going to be your fucking target for the day. And you're going to start fucking getting under his skin and trying to provoke a reaction. Cut it the fuck out, bro. Seriously.
He can't even get under my skin. He doesn't done a single thing.
I would like this idiot and these others to do something that I've done many times that they've yet to do. Just come somewhere and just fucking stay present and aware and observe and stay silent. Could you try that? No, you can't, because you can't sit with yourself and you don't like yourself. Okay? So maybe take a look at that. How everywhere you go, you want to do combat with everyone else, but can't sit with your own motherfucking self because you're at war with yourself. Right? Right. Okay. Breaking slave news. Netanyahu's pissed because the whole damn world court's anti-Semitic, even though it just started. What else is new? This whole damn world is racist and bigoted, prejudiced. And we're tired of the world court already, the first 2 weeks of existence, saying Israel's doing genocide. We're not accepting it. They're just trying to defend themselves in democracy. Let's go here.
Take you back out to this video from a little bit earlier. This is over in the Netherlands as we are following the break.
Somebody closed the garage bay doors too. Netanyahu's going to speak. I don't want him to take flight
against Israel
Those ears of his.
Military offensive in Gaza, but also will not order a ceasefire. Announcing its decision on the eve of International Holocaust Remembrance Day, the International Court of Justice, which you saw in that video, did demand that Israel try to contain death and damage in its military offensive. That decision comes after South Africa.
It is true. Hank does support genocide, limited genocide for certain people.
Claiming genocide. The decision in the Netherlands by the
Hank wants all of
Talcadia considered to be an interim one, and
reduced to rubble.
Years for the full case brought by South Africa to be considered. Israel
I
has
just want Talcadia to release their secrets like they said they would.
Which,
Hank,
as you
please.
heard there, the court did refuse to do. We did hear from Prime Minister Netanyahu in a quick minute statement that he did put out just a short time ago. I do want to play that for you here, raw and unfiltered, on Live Now from Fox.
Israel's commitment to international law is unwavering. Equally unwavering is our sacred commitment to continue to defend our
guy doesn't even need radar. He can hear what's going on in the United States from Israel.
Israel has an inherent right to defend itself. The vile attempt to deny Israel this fundamental right.
Guy's ears are so big he can hear conversations at the Pentagon.
And it was justly rejected.
From Gaza.
The charge of genocide leveled against Israel is not only false, it's outrageous. And decent people everywhere should reject it. On the eve of the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, I again pledge as Israel's prime minister, never again. Israel will continue to defend itself
we almost
against
believe
Hamas,
you.
A genocidal terror organization. On October 7th, Hamas perpetrated the most horrific
make sure you read the fucking
Jewish
cue
people
card
since the Holocaust, and it vows to repeat these atrocities again and again and again. Our war is against
Why
Hamas
is he
terrorists,
giggling? He's half giggling and smirking while he's saying
we
this.
will continue to facilitate humanitarian assistance and to do our utmost to keep civilians out of harm's way, even as Hamas uses
Let me see if I can wrangle that. Let me see if I can catch that, Hank.
Against Hamas terrorists.
Watch when he lies a little. He can barely contain. See, he's good for this because his whole face, just general face, is like looks angry. But if you watch closely, right, you'll see when he starts talking about that, he starts to get the little duping delight come over him because he knows he's fucking lying, tooth and nail, right? I want to play the the audio with it because it's rather obnoxious.
To do our utmost to keep civilians out of harm's way, even as Hamas uses civilians as human shields. We will continue.
I don't know where it was, Hank.
Yeah. So
I saw him give a slight, as they've called it in the business, the duping delight, right? Where he's so obvious that he's having to keep a straight face and read the cue card, and he's kind of like, yeah, it's just Hamas. We really got to deal with them people.
Yeah, if you watch me carefully, I do that too. So when I do it, I'm feeling an internal state of perversion. So either pretty much I feel like I got one over on someone. So that's what I feel when I do that. Some may involve a little wrath too. So usually perversion or wrath usually just from the feeling of, I do.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a direct smile. Like you could see it with me earlier in this broadcast. There was something that I was holding back on and speaking around the subject, and you can kind of tell the quality of my face had taken on a bit of that, mischievous, I guess, presentment. Because I was watching myself and trying to read myself back objectively, and I could see what I'm sure many of the audience could see in my face, which was the, bit of the mischief and the obtuse beingness, like, just don't really know what to do other than just kill Hamas and stop the terrorists. They know they're doing mischief. They know they're lying because we got Clausen up there from 15 years ago saying, we don't know how the fuck we're going to get to war with Iran. What are we going to do? Blow some shit up and blame it on people? Some might say.
Yeah, and Leon Panetta also saying the same thing. What a surprise.
Oh, Leon Panetta. You mean when Wolfowitz and all the rest of them were sitting around? Are you talking about the not Council for a New American Century, Project for a New American Century?
Affirmative.
Just the fucking legion of paperwork that's come out, on how these folks just kind of sit around and plan terror attacks, Operation Gladio, right? We're going to blow shit up and blame it on people. We're going to shoot shit up and blame it on people. We know that. Alex Jones used to talk about all that before he told us the solution was to vote for Donnie.
Is America great again yet?
Excuse me?
Is America great again yet? I mean, we had
micro expressions. There's the terminology that I was scrambling for. The micro expressions of the face, right? A lot of these folks don't think that you can read all that, but it can be read, can be done.
We had Donnie in there for a couple of years. Is America great again yet?
No, Hank, it's not, because it doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. You can't just bring in some fucking clown into the circus and presume that everything's just going to get great again, right? If it was ever great, it was great because the people who lived here were great. And you know what greatness means, Hank? It means principles and values, okay? And it means courage. And we don't have that anymore. We don't have, on the whole, principled, valued, respectable, honorable, presentable men, especially, and women. Right. And that we definitely don't have courageous folks. Right. So if America was great, that was the reason why, because it was full of great people who were courageous and had principles and values. And where we're at now. So.
You mean typing in all caps on Twitter isn't principles and values? Who knew?
Hank, I'm detecting a little bit of sarcasm there. Okay. I'm done with the Yahoo. I'm done with the Nut and Yahoo. Another whack job, fraud, deceiver. Migrants are going door to door asking for money, Hank. They better not go to Spokane. You're going to be very disappointed. Okay, let's hear about that, Hank. I'm going to send you door to door as a migrant.
All the money?
Hank, please. Let's get to what's important here. Are you going to go door to door for Unslavia as a migrant? try to generate some more value for this kingdom? That's a no. I'll take that as a no. No. You know what? It's my fault because I told you the other day I'll never ask anything of you ever again. Don Paulione only asks one favor, and when it is not done, he does not ask again.
Is it as a tax collector?
My mistake.
Is it
My
as
mistake.
a tax? Is it as a tax collector? Because if so, probably.
I don't know. I don't know if I can rely on you after the fiasco a couple weeks ago, last week. I don't know if we can be trusted or relied on after that whole thing. I mean, it's no biggie. It's just, I don't know. Still a little bit sore about that, you know. I really liked you, Hank. Better yet, I had love for you, and then you really disappointed me last week. So I'm still kind of licking my wounds about that.
How much would
How are you, Henry? Hank, please don't disrespect Henry. How dare you disrespect Henry looking like a black refugee?
Shame on me.
How dare you disrespect Henry looking like the third different strokes child? And he's Mr. Drummond. All right, forget it. Henry, what's going on, man? What do you got going on, bro? Out with it. I want to hear everything that's going on in that brain of yours. You got a lot in there, but you're very quiet and humble, so we never get access to it. Let's go. Right now, out with it.
Do you know what's on my mind right now?
Please don't tell me Lauren De Laguna.
No.
Go ahead, Henry.
You're smoking a cigar or a cigarillo, right?
Reefer, yeah, a reefer.
Okay. Well, I only smoke one cigar a month, so I still have a week left before I can smoke my next cigar.
You've got that down to like a whole system where you've decided you only get one a month. That's extreme discipline, man. I applaud you for that.
It's really hard.
So you're white knuckling it.
Yeah. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, well, what the hell?
I'll get mine too. I don't know.
When a man asks you if you want to see his cigar, what do? Tell him. No?
I'm not going to say no.
We know, Hank. Oh, okay.
I don't know how well you can see that. It's a Bolivar.
Yeah, it looks. Is that a? What brand is that? What type of cigar is that?
It's Bolivar, so it's Cuban.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Yeah. What the hell, man, Henry? We're here. We're queer. Get used to it, huh? Light it up if you got it. Fuck it. We're breaking the one a month rule.
This is an Espinosa. I guess I'm gonna. I guess it's a.
Hey, please.
It's a cigar store now.
Look at this guy. He's got a flattened clip cigar that probably smells like an old boot. And he's just carrying that thing around. Hank, please. You can't fucking clip a cigar and then flatten it and then relight it. Right?
Well, I bet I got a big lighter, buddy. I could totally light it on fire.
I can't light this. I'd get killed.
Where's my uncle when I need him? Hank's my Rochester. Oh, Rochester, get my clip cigar from the shift room. Pulls out this flattened clip cigar. It's got to smell horrible. Right, that's the worst, man. When you relight the cigar after it's been put out for like 3 days.
I'm more disciplined than you, Henry. A year schedule.
Hank, come on, man. You're a fucking player at this point. You got like 42 different types of fedora hats. You know, you're making money. You're doing your thing. You know, just fucking throw it out, man. Smoke the thing when you're done. Throw it out. Get another one. Be walking around with that thing in your pocket like that.
I got some new Tims. I got Tims now. They were cheaper than.
There you go.
Cheaper than Bellevilles.
Yeah, those are the work ones, though. Those aren't like the East Coast ones that you stomp on the street with.
Well, I work, so I get the work ones.
All right.
What do you do, Hank?
Logistics. I move stuff around for a megacorp.
Nice way of saying he works for a moving company. I load trucks. Logistics. He's Art Vandelay. He imports, exports latex. He's in logistics. All right, Henry, where do you want to take this, man?
It's not my show. It's your show.
No, it is now. It's the Henry show. That's the thing. It's part of this being my show is it's a non-show. It's a show about nothing. Right? So when other people come on, like I want to hear about what they got going on. I want to dig into their life and their consciousness. See what they're about, what they got going on. I mean, you had a great segment yesterday with that guy showing us the police just beating everybody up, taking rights. And, that guy's story needs to get out anyway.
Yeah. That was a documentary that Lauren flew from California to Rhode Island to do interviews for. So it's legacy stuff from the.
You gonna give these people any Laguna content? Because these folks are probably got a lot of questions and ideas about you and her being together. Like, are you into that at all, or is that too much on the expose level?
It doesn't interest me at all. But the fact that we've never been more than 8,000 miles apart probably.
Oh, you were never dating her?
No.
Why did I have the impression that you all were together and dating?
Because she's on the west coast of the United States and I'm in the UK. And we both had no interest in dating ever.
Oh, man. It's amazing how things get lost in translation here. I could have swore one of you said that you were somehow together in a relationship. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Well, then that would make sense why you didn't want to answer the question I asked yesterday. Because I was under the impression you were sleeping with that woman or doing other things rather than sleeping. Turns out you were just doing documentaries. So whatever. I guess I'll leave it alone. Unless this is some elaborate cover up for media relations. Henry just all of a sudden goes, no, we were never in the same room. And then I just go, okay, let's move on. It never happened. And then he gets right out of the expose. See?
Yeah,
could be the case.
Writing would be a good cover up. I mean, yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm going to look into that more.
No, I've got family and kids, so that's my cover.
Oh, okay. Well, how's that? What's that like? You into that? The family and kids thing or what?
Yeah, it's basically torture, but it's worth it.
Oh.
That's the deal.
That's the deal. Here's the deal. We're going to torture you for the rest of your life, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Henry, are you willing to talk about monogamy, polyamory?
If you
really think a man is, my point is, do you think a man is monogamous by nature, or is that a woman's will that we do to prove that we care about them, which is against our nature? Like, what would you say on that?
I think it helps to have a relationship with somebody and not mess it up with getting involved with other people. Especially because humans are intelligent. We can form that deep bond. In theory, we can form that deep bond with a person, and it just helps when you commit to somebody to know that there's no there's no resources going outside the family, there's no STI problems, there's no drama, there's just you hold each other accountable when you force yourselves to stay monogamous. But if people know that there's like a release valve elsewhere, then it loses all the urgency of focusing on the family.
Oh yeah, I'm not necessarily contending that you have some. Look at Henry over here. He's like talking about side bitches. I'm not necessarily talking about having like side hoes who you run to just, off gas or have a release valve, as you say, like out of lust. I'm talking about incorporating, other people into the relationship and everybody seeing self as self and communing on a different level, right? So it's not really a committing to another person. It's committing to a process of life and understanding and experience. Again, I have my perspective on this. I just don't believe that committing to another person works. I think that committing to a process works. Honorability, responsibility, accountability. values and principles. You could do that with 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 50, 100, 500, 1,000 people, right? That's community. So I believe it's precisely because we've committed to 2 people at a time, one-on-one, that we've lost the idea of community, because we've committed to the other and not to the process and to the bigger idea. And I've experienced that the more that we let go of this idea of pair bonding as the only way, the more that we open up the idea to actually do community in a functional way, because it forces us to check our ego and to allow for what is or what is meant to be. Right? I just don't believe that one person is meant to love one person in this life. There's no evidence of that. Every person I meet has had multiple people come and go in their life. So they're just taking them one at a time. But there is no evidence that the majority, if not all people, meet one person, love one person, procreate with one person, and only that person. It's, to me, against nature. And that's why it seemingly doesn't work long term.
So you didn't join the Twin Flames cult?
No, because that's about completing yourself with someone else, right? I need to find my other half. Even these people, the way they speak, they indicate that they're not a holistic being. They feel infatuated, and they're searching this realm for someone to complete them. Oddly enough, that person who's completing you oftentimes is a reflection of self, because we're all one self, and opposites attract. So rather than us go into the subconscious, become a whole person by looking at true self, actualized self, shadow self, and finding a centric point within self, we start searching for that outside of self in order to complete the inside. And that's why you see when folks break up in their relationship, they break up on the inside. Because the perspective of what we're doing here, which to me is about consciousness and awareness and completion on a spiritual journey through tests and challenges and through conversation, has now been redirected to loving one person and only one person forever, because. And then the appeal is to false authorities and systems and feelings. And I don't see any sensibility about it, right? I see emotional bonding and codependency. I don't see sensibility. Right? And I don't see co-creation. And I don't see free love.
Yeah. I read the Andrea Dworkin book, Pornography, Men Possessing Women, and I found out that my divine feminine side is a radical feminist. So I don't know what that means.
I mean, the term feminist has been so, misunderstood at this point, or corrupted like everything else. I mean, who knows what anybody means when they use that term? The original feminist, as I understand it, would be somebody who is truly for, as if everyone's not for women, right? This is like what the political joke is. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to have an anti-rape campaign, as if anyone out there is openly supporting rape, or even privately. Like any one of us are going, yeah, I really wish we could get this fucking rape movement going. I don't fucking know. It's political games, top to bottom with folks.
I don't know. If you read some of the erotica women write, they may be in the rape movement. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, being truly for women, as if you're not for self, right? Self is self. It's just a complementary incarnation. On the highest level, we're still one self. On the lowest level, complementary incarnation. So if you're for self, you're for conscious and awareness, then by proxy, automatically, you're for women. Right. And then again, it's just about what is the determination of what a woman's function, value, role, position is in this life. And the same can be said for a man. That's where all the power is gained and lost, is the understanding of our form and function and role and position as men and women. And feminism, whether it was started one way, it has become a way to get women out of their form, function, role, and position and destroy the community. And it's worked perfectly. Right. You got the quintessential women nowadays, I've seen it. It's been sensationalized, but not too much. This next crop of women, this next generation, every third one's got an OnlyFans. Every third one of them's monetized their fucking body and their sexuality. They're all seeing men as a come up. They don't see men as anything valuable in this world. when it comes to leading, guiding, protecting, revealing. They don't have it, right? So all they have is money. And you get it, girl. You go, live your best life, get that money. And then you fast forward, you see them 5-10 years later. They're on social media. They got $2, $3, $5 million, and they're looking for dates. Most men ain't going to date you long term and want to do community and family with you if you've been hoeing yourself. It's just the reality of it,
It's even worse than that, Paul. Once they have $3 or $5 million, they want a man with $10 or $20 million.
Yeah, but this is the thing too, Hank. Right? There's the other side of things. Is at some point we all got to accept that we all been part of this. Every single man's watched pornography. Every single man's lusted for women. Every single man, if they could go in a simulation, would be taking women just to experience with. If you did it in your mind, you already did it in reality, and there's really nothing to be guilty about for it. It's part of our nature. The problem is we don't direct it properly, right? So, we want to act out in this way or we want to express in this way. And then when women give us everything we ask for, you want to judge them and turn them into something else, right? So while I'll say to you, most men won't deal with you, I'm not most men, because you want to get on a computer and show yourself, whatever. Do I think it's the most functional thing to do and healthy for you? Probably not. It's going to have deleterious effects, even if you're not conscious of it. With that said, I'm not going to judge it. You want to be open and free and whatever else. If they ain't fucking you, you got no diseases or all the rest of it, and you want to turn it into something different at this point, right? I mean, I'd be pretty much open to anything with a limited understanding and conditions. But then you go to a lot of these women, like they're showing on these shows now, they got 200-300 bodies by the time that they're in their 20s. I mean, who knows what the cost of that is, right? To the being's, inner space. And you watch a lot of these women speak, and they will now call every man a narcissist and say they're gaslighting when they're doing narcissism and gaslighting.
Yes, but those are the guys they want to date because they end up dating those guys anyways. Those are the guys they see. So it's just a reflection.
Yeah, I mean, I normally don't get into that. And most of the time, you can kind of tell anyway. When you meet a woman, you can tell she's had a past. And you can kind of tell what she knows and what she's been into to some degree. I don't really get into the numbers and the ego shit. There's no point asking questions you don't really want the answers to. And everybody's got a past, and it's not really to be judged. If you're healthy in the now, you don't have any diseases. You can co-create. You have an understanding. I mean, I think anybody's redeemable at the end of the day. Right. If somebody saw the error of their ways and they took their consciousness, to the middle of the forest, they lived in a certain energy, they would regenerate, I believe. A lot of the states of beingness that are necessary to live a loving and peaceful, beneficial life. So I don't ever like to write anybody off completely. And I'm watching a lot of these quote unquote influencers nowadays doing that. And they're just throwing gas on the fire, saying all women are evil. They're sent from the devil. You're just revealing your own fucking insecurities and fears and lack of ability to lead and guide and be a student of life, right? This fucking John Zerka clown. I've had about enough of seeing his goofy face on the fucking scrolls. It's amazing how there's certain ones of these people who you can't get away from them from. Like I can be on here thousands of hours a year for fucking 3 years at this point. And some of these clowns just come out of nowhere, out of left field, and you can't get rid of them. They're in every fucking feed, on all the reels. Everybody's talking about them. And they're the biggest fucking clowns and cowards I've ever seen. Running around LA, bragging about throat fucking 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds and not wanting to fuck their pussy because you don't want to get them pregnant because I never heard anything like this before.
They haven't heard of condoms?
No, I'm just saying, like, ultimately, they're all just online bringing out everything in everyone's subconscious and then passing it off to be like legitimate. I go, well, it's probably in all of us if you really want to lay it out, because it's this shape-shifting egoic thing inside of us that 1 minute you're turned on and into something, the next minute you're disgusted with yourself and don't know what you did. Right? So you can't reconcile it. And you got all these men, they're fucking pierced up and tatted out, and they got this look in their eye like they're fucking broken and traumatized, and they're running around getting blown by all these women and not having sex with them because they got fucking intimacy issues. Right. And then they're on there. Oh, well, men are automatically righteous. Women are automatically evil. I go, and you're passing it. This is being passed off as advice, as being an influencer, as leading young men. And they're all in the comments. Yeah, John Zerka, he's the man. He knows. You're leading a whole generation of men and women to be more destroyed and divided and broken up than ever. It's amazing what the shaitan puts forth as false heroes to just kill, steal, and destroy. And they all just flock right to it. You show them a big bag of money and 3 19-year-old goofy bitches who are physically attractive sitting next to them, and they got everybody on the hook, right? It's just that easy. Your thoughts, Henry or Hank or Penal Power, on the ridiculousness of where the idea of influencer has gotten to at this point? Everybody's an influencer. Everybody's an empath. Everybody's like godly and knows the story of God and all the secret societies and everything else. It's fucking laughable how duped the public is. Millions of views a day for these clowns. Aiden Ross's. Don't let me go on. Go ahead, Henry. Take over. I just, these people, they flash in my head, and that's why I should stay off the social media, because you can't go on anything nowadays without seeing the same pack of clowns, and then every 6 months or every couple years they replace the pack of clowns with a new pack of clowns, and they're all cheering for them. They love them. They're on there playing video games with them.
Yeah, that's why I try not to be private, because I want to program the algorithm to show me what I want to see. I work really hard to make it give me stuff I want to see. Right now, it's actually giving me the smaller panels, a lot of computer.
Hold on, Hank. Snafu's menstruating again. We knew this was going to once every week. They menstruate like once a week. It's not even once a month.
Oh my!
These type of hoes, yeah, he's menstruating again.
Well, since he's in my chat, I'll take credit for it here. But so let me.
Throw him the fuck out. Throw him the fuck out. He's not going to switch my chat to yours so he can be insulated to menstruate. He knows where the link is. If he's got something to address me face to face with, I'm right here. Come talk to me. Don't sit in Penal Powers chat, you little bitch. And then don't go to striking my chat. Well, do whatever you want, like you've been doing, but you're going to go act like a hoe, too, after he throws you out, try to strike my channel, too, right? You're going to stamp and tantrum because you're menstruating again and you want to hate like I did anything to you, like I've even dealt with you or interacted with you. What is your deal, man? You guys fucking, just like Tommy, you guys email me and then pretend to like me or love me and respect me. And if I don't focus on you, you get in this fucking menstruation hater mode for the next 2-3 days or a week till you go back. How many times are we going to do this game? Greetings, Joseph. What do you got?
Hey, Paul. I'm just here to say hello. Nothing really on the table, per se.
Well, hello to you. Mazel from out west.
You are
Let me see here.
Where are you at again, Joseph? I meant to ask you, like, from a week or two ago, you flashed your camera and you looked at wherever you were. It looked beautiful, man. It looked like, I don't know, Mexico or I don't even know, Greece, maybe. I don't know where you were, but
that
it
was
dope.
Mexico. I was on vacation.
I had a feeling. I called it out on the money. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I gotta ask the question just because Snafu's in there, and I'm gonna help him out. All right, because I know he's not gonna. And I'm restreaming too, and it's on my mind. So Hank, if and when the next round, right, the next event comes, do you feel you're gonna make the same choice, the same decisions?
It's next round's not coming. No one cares about it, especially not me. I'm just waiting for Walmart to be open 24 hours a day again.
Hypothetically, let's say hypothetically.
Hypothetically,
they're talking about Disease X now and all that shit. Whether or not it comes to pass, I'm saying. Do you think you would trust the science again, so to speak?
I didn't trust them in the first place. I held off for like 6 months or so, and they're trying to threaten. Luckily I was essential at the time, but they're threatening to take my ability to travel and stuff away. So.
I thought you had said it was a job related thing. Now you're saying it's a travel related
Yeah,
thing?
it's both the
Okay.
job and travel. I mean, if I
Okay.
don't have any money, well, it's gonna be I had to travel by train car and stuff, and that's very painful and annoying.
Are we even going to bother to point out the lack of logic here that you would risk your life in order to keep a job and have money?
Oh, I could
Basically,
just
just
start- I could
confirming to
start
the
if
universe
that's
that your
free.
employment and your money is more important than your health and your life. It couldn't be
Well,
any
do
more
I look
Shaitan death
unhealthy?
worshipy. You know what I'm saying?
Do I look unhealthy right now? I'm
I'm not talking about. I don't know what went on. I'm just saying what it represents, like spiritually on record, what it's meant to communicate.
I care about this. For me, the spiritual is the physical. I mean, I know I'm stacked with muscle. I lived through the whole thing, working the whole time, and I'm told my blood's poisoned. Well, I guess the poison was good for me because I'm still kicking.
Well, here's what I think, and I'm faithful that it's true for you, is that you didn't get the bad one. You got the you know, some might say the placebo, the saline, whatever. So I'm putting that out there for you, sir. And yeah.
It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. This is what godless infidels don't understand. It's a representation event. Just because you got out of it and didn't have any fucking physical harm doesn't mean you didn't go on record with one side or the other. You went on record with the people who said, give us your soul and your personal choice and your body and your health potentially to gamble with, or else. So it's a fear over faith dynamic every single time.
Well, I don't use faith. It's a bad.
I know there's no faith-based component to the majority of the way folks live, and that's why they're fucking infidel slaves. I know.
Okay.
Why you gravitate to slave cotton, slow state, and the rest of them? You're all the same.
Well, we're all one.
Doesn't
person,
mean I
right?
don't love and care about you. It just means I can't yoke with you because you have no faith-based system that can bond and unite us through tough times. You will fold and do what's wrong, claim it to be right because you got feelers. I don't live like that.
That's fine, but the people who know the truth, know the right thing, somehow have little to no influence. So it just makes it really
Again,
hard
you have conviction in this life or you don't. If you don't hold conviction, you will be held in conviction and they will convict you. And you will be judged and sentenced spiritually and physically. That's just what many folks believe. You either understand that or not.
Every day. I mean, I got judged partially by my father for having these tarot cards. I'm not throwing them out though. I told him he can come burn if he doesn't like them. I was flirting with his caretaker too. So if he doesn't even like them, you can burn them. But you can't say you don't have any convictions.
Listen, I'm tired of you. Smith, get the fuck out. You're an unreconciled, angry, bitter, resentful, dissolute creature constantly, everywhere you go. Stay the fuck out of here. Don't need you here. Same thing with Snafu Creature. Don't need you here. You guys don't get any points because of what he did or didn't do that you did or didn't do. You don't win some game. You got your own walk with that spirit and the force for the rest of your life. You got a long way to go. You've been fucking it up, by the way, in every other position other than what we're talking about right now. So, go ahead and throw the first stone, like they say.
That was kind of funny, though, a little bit.
You're going to tell me I can't have him as a mod or he be on panel. Why? Because you guys want mods and you want to be on panel? Who are you kidding? Your rage and anger at him is only because he has something that you want that you're not getting. Your broken children, stay the fuck out of my face and stop asking questions you know the answer to. You're not going to manipulate me.
Like, do they want my tarot card set? I mean, it's like $15.
I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered. This is not triggered. That's the thing. How many times do we have to go through that? This is not triggered. This is passionate about truth. And it's directed and focused.
Smith, are you jealous of my tarot card set? I mean, I can understand that.
That's the point. Smith, you always have something to say about somebody. You always have something hateful, bitter, resentful, and negative to say. You never have anything positive or uplifting. You never have anything inspiring or loving. It's always the same fucking rap with you. That's why you're a toxic motherfucker, and that's why your fucking women and children can't stand you. Get a clue. Speaking of which, hey, bud.
Hey, you know, we're not even going at you, but
Off my dick sometime this fucking decade. Because I'm kind of getting tired of you. Every time I look down, you're there. Could you, Tar Dick, and the rest get the fuck off my nuts sometime this next year, this next decade? I don't need you in my motherfucking life. You weren't here from the beginning. You were never part of anything I was doing off screen or on screen. You're a fucking wart on my ass. Could you please cut yourself off and move on if you can't just get with the fucking program or mix in? Tired of showing up here every day and seeing you pathetic, pitiful motherfuckers. What don't you get about that? Why do you consistently, too, go places you're not wanted and welcomed? And then the other side of it is, why do I consistently tell you I want you here and welcome you when you can get with the program? See, I'm the idiot. Because you folks just prove over and over again you can't control yourselves, like your boy last night on the other panel. You saw what I did again, God of all media. Showed you immaculate self-control and discipline and restraint. Wasn't even hard for me. I was so in the mode of peace. Just came up, showed my image and left, and 2 hours of insanity. You folks don't practice self-mastery and self-control and discipline. You don't care about the truth and reconciliation, and you waste my and everyone else's motherfucking time, energy, attention every single day, and your own as well, which is even worse. Because you're just proving on record you're always going to be a loser fucking failure who's led by your emotions. Successful men aren't led by their emotions. They're led by their convictions. The only convictions you folks got are in a sanitarium. Right? That's where a lot of you belong, in a padded room with limited medication throughout the day to get you out of your fucking loop, and limited therapeutic sessions of conversation where you start to actualize and realize and get out of your fucking delusion and denial. Right? For some people, I don't promote the medical system and the rest of it. For some people who can't get out of their own way, are their own worst enemy, destroying themselves and everyone else consistently with their hatred and negativity, they may benefit from being removed from society, medicated to a limited degree so they can somewhat center themselves and get into peace and focus and relax and talk about what it means to be a motherfucking man or woman with somebody who may have some experience. Now he's gone, see? Because I put him back there to wait. See, he's another selfish, greedy, entitled, listen to what I'm saying and apply it to the boy from last night, if you know what I'm talking about. Selfish, greedy, entitled, impatient, infidel slave. Everything that I am, you're not. Everything that you are, I practice not being. Because it's in me just like it's in you. That's how I can recognize it so well.
Hey, Officer Snaps, I got your medicine right here. If I don't know. Stuck in the subject,
is that a black dildo?
No, it's an eggplant.
Oh my God!
I did go to the Asian food store like ODW suggested. So, if you have any issues, Officer Snaps, you can suck my eggplant.
It's a Chinese eggplant, I think.
That's correct.
All right, we got a storm coming here. I got to fucking screen someone. What's going on, bud? Max
Egan?
Or I am Liam? Is that Liam male? Hello?
LXL, Liam X Male. But no, I just was jumping in to make sure you guys actually wanted that guy to remain in the comments. If you guys want him out, he should be removed. It's kind of divisive and distractive.
Do you know who this person is, Penal Power?
Is that
he
William?
Sure does.
I think we met last night. Yeah, he's cool.
I'm not saying you. Hey, slave. I'm not talking about unslaved man. No, I'm talking about the Snafu crew. We got to get rid of that guy. He's disrupting your guys' efforts.
Okay. How long have you been here, sir? How come I haven't heard from you or seen you?
Oh, because I was sick yesterday, and Bro Sanchez is where I'm usually found. And I don't know what they were saying yesterday. Did you say that this guy and I have some kind of similarity? Is that who you were referring to, Peniel? If you're actually here still?
Well, yesterday you were talking about the Microsoft optics, for lack of a better word.
Yeah,
and,
no. I actually give my hats off to this guy right here. Let's see, the unslaved one. The
All
unslaved
right,
one. He
so
knows
I'm
what
going to
he's
go
doing.
ahead and gamble here and just say that by the tone and your energy that you're legit. You're not here to fuck around and play games.
Nope. No, I
Okay.
have a lot of respect for what you're providing to the group, the unslaved one.
And
So
who
continue
the
as you
fuck
were,
are
sir.
you, cupcaking, you little fuck? Get rid of Snafu. Hey, we're running your IP right now.
You don't know how to do that.
Right
Oh my! You don't know how to do that. Oh,
Snafu, you're gonna wind up. Snafu, you're gonna wind up playing on here from your ego constantly to distract yourself from your life, and you're gonna wind up back in prison. And I'm not gonna have anything to do with it. But if you keep doing this and you keep pissing everyone off everywhere and intruding on everything and making, if you keep doing, I'm warning you because I'm concerned for you. I'm not warning you out of reaction to you. I want nothing done to you, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm just saying you got a lot of people who don't like you. You're purposely doing that. You can't control yourself, and you're making false claims, and then you're telling people like the
What
other
are false claims? Okay, what are
you're
false
telling
claims?
people like the other monoslave, who's another creep coward, that you're going to get people's IPs and locations and shit, and you're treading
Absolutely.
on, as your legal counsel, you're treading on dangerous ground. Borderline criminality. I'd stay away from all that.
I want to know who this new guy was, though. Who this new guy say, yo, Snafu?
It's okay, Snafu. We don't have to jump people into the gang every time they come on panel. We're not in prison anymore. Let it go. Okay?
I'm done. Hey, I just want to say one thing. I'm with Smith. I'm not against you, Paul, in this situation. You talked about representation. Think about whether
Why
me or anyone.
why are you
literally
making
have
the
claimed
internet?
to Jerry
Why
Moss.
are you listen to me? Why are you making the internet your whole life? I told you I made only black people moderator for a bit non-bit. None of them have used the mods yet. Why are you complaining about people having mods they haven't used that I made it strictly for their skin color to do a bit non-bit? Why are you pushing this line so often and so hard when it doesn't even matter? We're on the internet. The mod wrench doesn't matter. You know what? No, I'm not. I was going to say I'm taking it all away from everyone. Go fuck yourself. I'm not taking it away from the African Americans who've been downtrodden and oppressed and enslaved like Hank's family. Okay? You Pakistani filthy slave. I'm not taking the mods away from them. You're not getting your way one way or the other. And you're pissing me off, and I'm going to wind up throwing you the fuck out of here if you keep coming at me every day about shit you have no control over and I didn't ask your advice about. Stick to the script. I bring you up here whenever you want. I let you talk about whatever the fuck you want. I put up all your motherfucking clips and backgrounds, and we have good conversation and enjoy it sometimes. Why can't you just stick with that and live in love and live in purpose and prosperity? Why do you have to keep with this every day with me and whoever's here?
Well, what I was going to say, if you listen to me, which is without interrupting, let me finish it. You talked about representation. Fuck me, fuck anyone else. Let's just talk about you and enslave you.
I'm not fucking you. I know that's what you all ultimately want. You want me to go deep inside you. I'm not fucking.
No, I'm just saying he's proud to be jabbed. He's going around saying he's proud.
Whatever, bro. Whatever. I don't care. I want him here then. I want him here as a representation of proud jabbed people.
Okay,
so
well,
everyone can make an informed decision about what they've done and what they'll do next. I'm not into censoring and banning more than necessary, and some of you folks make it impossible to co-create with because you make peace impossible. Those who make peaceful resolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable. So we're constantly in a violent revolution. It's called a violent spin. Revolution means circle. We're always in a violent death roll and death battle here, and I'm tired of it. It's boring, it's draining, it's meaningless, and it's rooted in your ego and desires that cause you suffering.
You know there's big news going on today.
And let's be honest, Officer Snaps' side couldn't win if they tried anyway.
Let's be honest, Hank. You're a fucking gay, black, jabbed fuck. Anyways, you hear
Whatever.
about
Then let him be that.
Vince
Let him
McMahon
be a
law?
gay, black, jabbed witch. Just let him be that. That's his choice. You're not God.
Hey, did you hear about the Vince McMahon, Brock Lesnar shit with the trafficking?
No, I didn't, sir. Tell me all about it.
Vince McMahon, Brock Lesnar, lawsuit for trafficking.
Human trafficking?
Human trafficking. But see, the thing is, people forget Linda McMahon worked on the Trump administration a day before Biden is. They're giving Biden deadlines to send the military in for the National Guard. So again, remember the whole WWE Netflix deal, the biggest deal, $5 billion. It's kind of like these Switzerland motherfuckers, you know, the CEOs, these bankers getting ready for the optics ahead. But yeah, last night they dropped the bomb on Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar with the trafficking optics.
Well, I mean,
that
listen.
makes us look bad because we voted for Trump. Officer Snaps. Remember when Trump was in flying Vince McMahon in the WWE in the
Linda McMahon worked with the Trump administration for disaster relief.
So Officer Snaps, it makes us look bad because we voted for Trump.
Right. So we're actually in a world where now WWE wrestling characters have become political activists and newsworthy. Like we're just in some.
Well, no, I think you got to think Pogo. They're the biggest media-related, privately owned government.
At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, if you're already up there in a thong, rolling around with men to make a living, you're pretty far down the line, right? It's probably you got not many other options. So who's to say they won't just say anything about anyone when at the end of the day, you're just destroying somebody's fucking character on screen. Nobody knows. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to be Brock Lesnar and go off and be Billy Jones. It's just the way he looks. But, you know, who's to say that they're above just using anybody at any time who's willing to play the part? Like they'll say, who's to say they don't just go to them and go, we'll give you $1 billion if you just fucking cop to being a trafficker. You'll never see a day in prison. It's going to be rough. Because wherever you go, certain people are going to say certain things, but we're going to send you somewhere where nobody knows you. Nothing's above the possibility for me, right? I don't accept or deny the possibility for anything. Like you said, New World Order, Hulk Hogan optics, where they'll take actual wrestlers and characters who are people and they'll subject them to claims in front of everybody just to get everybody to look at it and talk about it for who knows what reason, you know? I mean, listen, I've thought for a while they're not above putting a damn alien Jesus in the sky and telling everybody it's returned and just listen to what it says, you know, from its voice box, you know, and then project some voice to skull technology and tell everybody all at once that it's Jesus and this is what we're going to. Nothing's above possibility with these people. They put a fucking convertible and said they were orbiting the moon in a convertible. And then Elon said you could tell it's real because it looks so fake.
He did.
I mean, you know, there's dozens of things. They had the guy who they said jumped off the moon. What's his name? Felix Baumgartner. You know, jumped off the moon and then landed on, you know, with non-continuous video or whatever it was. I mean, you know, there's just so many things they've done out in the open in the public that are obviously ridiculous and violations of different laws, that supposed laws that they put out. So, you know, I don't know, man. I'm not buying into any of it. I don't accept any of it. I don't necessarily deny it either. You just got to show me, and it's impossible to show me from a screen. So what's the benefit in me believing or accepting any of it, really?
I personally think they're just making moves prior to what's happening with the Civil War optics with the National Guard versus the military, like because they're giving Biden.
Yeah, we know snafu snaps. Yeah. I've gone over it ad nauseum, right? They're creating world wars and potentially civil wars or civil unrest in order to do economic collapse, the same way they did the last 3 years. Lock everybody down, non-essential, shut the small businesses, and convert all the wealth over to the higher ups. And widen the gap and disparity between the rich and the poor. We know what they're doing. They've already told us all 200 fucking years ago. Go read Morals and Dogma. They'll say it's a hoax. It's not. They printed it in a 1920s newspaper. It was printed in 1890. So we at least have an official record back to 1920 of them predicting 3 world wars and a world religion and a world economic system. And we're already here because the last 3 years was the beta test. They had the WHO and the NIH tell everybody locally what they were going to do, and it did not fail. Didn't matter where you went around the world, in every local town, every place on the world, a world group told everybody what to do, and the locals followed it. So what do you think comes next, bro? They're coming for everything. They beta tested you. You fucking failed miserably. And now they're going to come for the rest of it.
I think
It's just criminal logic. It's just predatory logic and criminology. If you understand criminology and predatory behavior, they're always going to take a few nips over time before they go in for the whole thing and take you by the neck.
If shit pops off like it's looking like it might, I personally think we'll start seeing little shit pop off in cities. But I believe the digital experience is going to change here soon, as well as traffic control. I think we're at that very catalytic event.
Right, and we're back to square one like we are every time we go down this very quick rabbit hole, because I sum it up in less than 30 seconds. I'm not going to take you on a long, drawn-out 5, 10, 15, 20-year rabbit hole, keep you in fear, and never offer solutions. You know, I've called it accurately every one of these events and climates and macro events I've been calling for the last decade. It's not because I'm so fucking smart. It's because they tell you everything they're going to do, and all you have to do is connect the dots and see the intention in between what they're showing.
Yeah. I want to explain myself real quick. I went down the rightist teabagger trail like Officer Snaps did, but the thing is, those people will eventually stab you in the back. So
yeah, I've never done any of that, bro. I've never voted. I've never joined political organizations. I never went to protest. I never bought into any of it. For some reason, I've always seen through all the optics. So when Mr. Optics High comes here, I take it as an insult to my intelligence, because 2 years ago, he was jumping up and down with a Make America Great Again shirt, howling for Trump out in the street. We had the video, acting like a fucking complete tard. So you might want to defer to my optics when it comes to your optics, because I tend to see further and farther for longer than you. That's on record.
In the fantasy land of politicalness, there is a lesser of two evils, so to speak. Even they're both the same.
It's like been a decade ago that we like all had the Illuminati card game from like 30 years ago that literally told everyone with the cards what they were going to do. Blow up the World Trade Center, put an actor up as president that looked just like Trump, spray down the fucking skies and poison everybody, get extra points for putting them in fascism. Are you kidding?
Have you seen that new trailer to that?
You act like you're such a genius because you looked at all the mocking sorcery they put right in our face to explain to us revelation and method, what they're going to do and get us to accept it before they do it. They have to do that because we held all the power.
Yeah, did you see that trailer to that new Civil War movie? The subliminal messaging in that, just unbelievable.
No, I don't.
No, but it's not Alex Jones's game.
I got.
Oh yeah, trucker convoy. Mitchell's on it. That's one of my headlines for today. Big news: 700 more trucker tards, like they did in Canada, are going to get in the streets. They do. They just run trains on you all. Fascinating. Now we're going to see all these tards out in the street in their trucks, licensed, registered, insured, slaved out to the state, blocking up traffic, impeding everyone's free movement, claiming to be about rights. You don't have a right to impede traffic.
My freedoms, my rights. Yeah, they're going to be out there just
right. But you don't know what your rights are and aren't because you can't think objectively, logically with morals and ethics. It's the way you think that's going to decide whether the society prospers or not. If you can't figure out with common fucking sense, let alone the preponderance of evidence that of what you call law, the legal system, all the case law and all the decisions of men and women who had to lay out for children what to do and not do with common fucking sense. That's all court is. It's a bunch of men and women, mostly men, who are using objective logic, morals, and ethics as much as possible to decide what all the broken children should and shouldn't do, that they should already know what to do if they had any kind of fucking upbringing, which they haven't. So like step one, you have some fucking courtesy and consideration and you keep it moving on the streets. You don't fucking block up everybody's freedom of movement because you got a grievance. The courts are for addressing grievances. Redress a grievance. Did you read the fucking Declaration of Independence? Do you understand the Constitution and the Bill of Rights? No, you don't. I don't even have police officers and court personnel who completely understand this shit. And they're teaching people supposedly. Laughable. So at one point, consider this. Slaves, whoever you are out there, At one point, we didn't actually need people to write down right from wrong and what to do and not do. I know that's fascinating. Fascinating idea that we could just be born and raised to know right from wrong and just do it as much as possible because it feels better than doing wrong. And you didn't have to write all of it down and explain it to everybody because it was called being a fucking human being of conscience, right? Fascinating idea. We're so far away from that inherently, intuitively, instinctively, that we now have millions of statutes, policies, and codes. What is it, 11 point something million on the United States?
Yeah. 11
statutes, policies, and codes to explain to broken childlike slaves who need a sign and a color every 5 feet what to do and not do. But mind and heart control doesn't exist, right?
And unfortunately, these policies make it to where people are afraid. Like, for instance, we've seen these people who get like truckers or whatever by these protests on the freeways. They end up going straight through them. They get charged and for fucking killing people.
Run them the fuck over. I'm not advocating that, of course, like Clausen says. But some folks might say, you want to get in the middle of the road and block everybody's freedom of movement, you're just as good as dead because you're too fucking stupid to figure out how to live life. You already put yourself in the pool of gambling, the gene pool, the Darwin gene pool, gambling with your life and with your future. People like that don't last long. They're not long for this world. So you want to get out there with pink hair and get in the middle of the road and hold up signs and impede everybody's freedom of movement, just call yourself dead already and move on with whatever your next incarnation is. All right? And I'm really not interested what anybody has to think or feel about that. You know, these folks have become supremely selfish, self-centered, greedy, lustful, and fascist, thinking that because they're aligned with some political organization, they could just do whatever the fuck they want. Right. So, you know, this is the kind of the danger of, the Americana culture misunderstood, where folks go, oh, I want my rights and freedom. So because I have a feeling I'm going to do whatever I want. No, you shouldn't be out disturbing the peace and interfering with everybody's business, screaming on the lawn and lighting fireworks off. Right. It's ridiculous behavior. It accomplishes nothing. It doesn't matter if you think you have a right to do it or even if you do. It's just bizarre, ridiculous, childlike temper tantrum behavior. You call it protesting. I call it ho-testing. Right? Because you want to really bring all them cops out to really put you in your fucking place and show you what time it is. Whining and crying and bitching. Then daddy's going to come in with the nightstick and you ain't going to do a motherfucking thing. Let's be real about it because I've been there and watched it. Sit there and let your brothers and sisters get jumped on and you don't say a motherfucking thing. Let alone do nothing. Because I had real conversations with people at one point. Like, the next time they do that, what are we going to do? And you know what they say? Like, same thing they told me in jail. We're all for ourselves. Every man for himself. We ain't going to do nothing. I said, okay. Right? And that's why, again, I would be the biggest fool to be around a bunch of punk-ass cowards who let other people come in, put hands on their individual group members, and don't do nothing back, let alone say nothing. And then won't even bring the damn cases to court. Go ahead, Snafu Snaps. What else? You like getting me fired up talking about these demo-crazed slaves.
I want to ask your opinion on this because it's all the political, and I know we go over the optics of what, blah, blah. Do you feel, because this is the narratives push, which is a real issue, the big kettle pots down there at the board, blah, blah. Do you think we're going to see military as by them push against National Guard? Like, you know, with entities against entities, like the collapse. I mean, it's a perfect setup. You see what I know. You see what they're doing. You know.
Yeah, I have an intuition that I've had for a while that I've looked into and checks out in the sense.
Because it's too big now. There's 28 states. There's different National Guards from all over. All these kids have their different.
It doesn't matter, bro.
I'm betting against collapse because
it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Military. It doesn't matter, bro. At the end of the day, you got a simple dynamic. Secure yourself from now till then. If then doesn't come, then you got the rest of your life to live and prepare to die at some point.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody's got guns. Everybody's got ammo. Everybody knows what to do and not do.
ever is
know?
No, I get
what are
that.
we really talking about?
Historic in nature. This is truly historic in nature,
Of
Paul. That's
course,
why I
it's
asked you to
biblical.
continue
You
it.
could argue this is all biblical in a sense. This is an end. This is an end of a time or an age. You could argue, and this is an end of various civilizations the way we once knew them. It's clear and present. I mean, it's already been on the table, pretty much done long ago. Right. America is not what it conceptually was created to be. It's gone so far the other way into fascism rather than what we think of as republicanism that it's laughable if it wasn't so tragic. So you're just now seeing the update and the catch up of what's already been called in and summoned in for hundreds of years at this point. You could argue.
I'm honestly betting against collapse because end time preachers been around since that time.
Hopefully they'll flip the 5G on and all you vax fucks
It's real simple. It's real simple, bro. Like I say, the scripture already tells you how this loop goes. People already witnessed this loop, and the loop is the same no matter what time you join and what land you join.
But
so, like you just said, they're going to flip on the 5G.
Right.
They've already been spraying it down. The cancer rates are up thousands of %. They're doing silent weapons for quiet wars, and the meek shall inherit the earth. The ones who are in the trees where the air is filtered out and they're not sprayed down and there's no signals. The air is cleaner. The energy is cleaner. The different vibe and quality of life. Those people are still going to be here. They're still going to move on. They're going to be prosperous when the rest of the cities and suburbs are losing their minds, begging to go to arenas to be fed or have electricity. We know where this goes. It's unsustainable. The whole thing's unsustainable. It's a glass house built on sand. They're sitting there drilling, and we know what drilling means. They're sitting there drilling for statewide power outages across the United States, and they're calling for it to be Iran, Korea, and whatever else back. Did I not say this 3 years ago at this point? I go, they're at some point going to pop World War III. They're going to bring the axis of evil in, and they're going to use various 3, 4, 5, 10-pronged attack plan to get everybody to submit and come under their will. The kingdom of Shaitan will reign for X amount of years. That's what the idea is. Will it get done or not? Remains to be seen. I contend, no matter how crazy it gets and how much it looks like they have all the power, there's something that works behind the scenes that just at the last second will pull the plug on them. And they're going to go, wow, we really couldn't have imagined that we were so powerless and that we were so arrogant in our ignorance and thought that we had a way out or through this. It's going to become clear to them all in one moment. They were living from ego and pride and hubris. They thought they were going to overwrite nature with technology, and the Force is not going to let it happen. It's not going to let them destroy this planet and the human race, inevitably.
I think that's not fantasy land. If you don't want them to do stuff, you just prevent them from doing stuff. There's a lot of ways to get in their way.
I'm just telling you, bro, that I'm not telling you what I'm saying makes sense. I'm just telling you my intuition tells me whatever we're on is connected. It's all connected. This planet is living. This universe is alive. It's all connected. And if you do certain things for long enough and you get past a certain point, it activates. And it says, you're all done. And it sends waves and fire, whatever they talked about in scripture. Sends waves and fire and shaking and all types of shit to get all the humans back to homeostasis, right? It's going to let everyone know you're done, you're over. Many folks are going to be killed as a result of those events. Like a dog going to shake fleas off its back to get back to a state of balance and peace. And then whoever's left over, they get to repopulate and recreate, right? And there's evidence of these events, it would seem, some might say, from the beginning of time. Whole civilizations gone overnight. We don't know where they went. Whole civilizations seemingly covered up with rocks and mud and all the rest of it. We don't know where they went. We don't know that this is an inherent cycle. Regardless of what we do, it happens. They may know that. You got your boy Rick Ross and all the rest of them now all of a sudden building underground tunnels and bunkers and bragging about it online. Is it that they know of something that happens over and over again that they've got access to? Or is it something that's in a genetic code? Like if you fly a hawk over a bunch of chickens who've never seen one before, in their genetic code, they already know what to do and what it is. So we could all be picking up on a cosmic movement and biorhythm right now that's revealing to us, hey, something's coming, like the animals, storm coming, like QAnon, just genetically. We all have this feeling in ourselves in the ether, something's up ahead, something's coming. That's kind of an intuitional component of nature and beingness. The animals have it. They know when to leave before an earthquake's going to be there 3 days ahead of time.
Hey, Hank.
Yes.
Hey, Pino, where'd your friend go? That was fucking, we got to get rid of Snafu. Where'd the little cupcake
Yeah, it
go?
seems they do. Again, this is what some folks might say. They know and they hide it. Can't confirm or deny that, but there's a fair amount of evidence to it seems that certain folks or certain groups have always had certain knowledge and have been hoarding it along with resources. And the whole name of the game is power differential. They release certain things that they like you to know or want you to know, or based on because again, they are not all powerful. The universe, it outranks these individuals. And in the universe is genetics and revelation of information. It's how some folks can get an understanding and information of what others are doing without ever experiencing it. Because we're all interconnected. And they'll say, oh, you know, this guy's claiming to be an empath, this, that, and the third. No, we've shown that scientifically. You could have someone 1,000 miles away who somehow can tap into what's being done over there and know about it. Just like they showed the 100th monkey effect. If you teach 99 monkeys how to use a tool, the 100th one is born knowing how to use that tool. That's evidence of collective consciousness. All right, that's evidence of interconnectedness, connectivity. So you can't hide anything in this realm. You can't make anything such that you can have power and control and the truth not come to light. Because whatever you're doing is inside of the rest of us. And we know that, or it's revealed to us through the genetic coding process and the experience process, time and space.
Joe had a
Get
question
your ass
for
up
me.
here, RX. Come tell me I'm a little boy, you dumb fuck.
Hey, Joe, what did you have for me?
Can I ask something of you? Can I ask for you to be a little raw with me for a moment, if you will?
Oh, of course.
If that's all right.
Yes.
Do you feel deep down inside any anger or fear from the juice, from the jab?
No. What really pissed me off is the slave Abrahamists telling me I need to get under their damn God. And I say, no, that's what I say, tell him, fuck off. I'm not going to be a slave to Yahweh. That's because he wants me as a slave. It's not the Jews that piss me off. It's the Abrahamists tell me I need to submit to their damn ass God. And I keep telling them to fuck off. I'll do what I need to do.
Hank, that has nothing to do with his question. You might have to ask a more educated.
It's amazing how the faithless, godless infidel will be so angry and rebuking of the ones trying to help them, save them from their own poor choices, but won't do the same thing with the ones trying to kill them. It's fascinating. You'll yell and scream at the Abrahamists because you think you're an intellectual by using that term. You'll scream and yell at the Abrahamists and gnash your teeth for them telling you not to destroy yourself potentially with poison, but you won't fuck up to the people poisoning you. You say, yes, daddy, can I have another? You couldn't be more devilish, Hank, in your heart. You don't understand it. They got you, bro. They got you, bro. It's only because I care about you and like you that I'm telling you that. They got you.
The point's trying to be devilish.
They got you in the virgin land, bro. They got you completely flipped.
I'll be destroyed.
You're mad and angry at the people trying to help you with the truth, and you're sucking up to and cuddling up to the people trying to slaughter you and take your freedom.
By staying with the truthers, because they don't
Okay, man, whatever. You do what you want to do, bro. I ain't Captain Savaho, and I've spent way too much time, energy, attention talking the same fucking truth to motherfuckers that either can't hear me, ain't listening, or can't feel me. More importantly. Do what you all got to do, bro. I don't get no points with God walking you the fuck out of your own confusion and chaos, trying to force it to happen. You like it, I love it. I'm totally about free choice here. I will continue to speak and live truth as I see it. If you see any value in that, you're free to take it. If not, then we're here. I got no judgment for anybody.
All the way through COVID, I'm just fine. Being told by people who's not on camera, haven't left the house for years, tell me I'm unhealthy, as if they had their medical degrees. As if they.
Dude,
I'm just saying I'd like to see some of that passion. I'm just saying I'd like to see some of that passion and righteous indignation when it comes to the people trying to slave you as much as the people trying to free you.
no one's trying to free me except myself. Everyone wants me a slave to their own system.
Wow. You just made that statement?
I'll say it again. I'm not the one trying to free myself because everyone else.
Wow. And yet you took the jab. You make that statement. So you're basically spitting in everyone's face here that's trying to talk to you. Or, even like,
in your face,
interesting to make that statement.
Because everyone's trying to sell, I'm going to free you up. But then I had to buy some freaking obligations, like I can't drink coffee or I can't take beer.
No, that's not the thing. That's not the point here. It's about the truth and the facts of the matter and what it represents. It's not about any of our feelings or judgment on you. Again, I have no problem with you being here.
I mean,
that's all bullshit, bro. You've never. Hey,
it's ridiculous.
When you're here, bro, talk to me. Don't talk about all the other fake ass Christians. Just talk to me and about what I do and don't do. I've never told you nothing about tarot. We've had fun with the tarot. Ultimately, it's a tool. If God's working everywhere at all times, it'll work through that as well, and it'll show you something if it wants to play. If not, then you just sit there looking like a bozo. Whatever.
Yeah.
As long as you ain't lusting for that and trying to prove something and being egoic, you just accept without this lore behind it and mysticism that we're all connected. There's something going on here and it works with us at all times. There doesn't have to be an emotion around that other really than saved in a sense or faithful, which isn't really an emotion. It's a state of beingness.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
listen, I'm not interested in what all the other clowns do in their dogma, right? You can't have this, you can't have that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Yoga's of the devil, tarot's of the devil.
Yeah,
astrology's of the devil.
Yeah, but I understand that. So I'd rather just scare those guys away as soon as possible because I don't want them near me. They're
right, but that has nothing to do with risking your beingness for something you don't know what it is. That has elements in it named after the daddy of this world, we'll put it that way, because you're afraid of losing money. That is one for one. Put a Bible aside. One for one. Don't need it to know death, worship, cult, shaitan, deception.
Okay.
Need dogma and religion. See that one for one. What it is.
If I don't work, who's going to feed me? Am I going to get manna from heaven?
Again, you are accepting less for yourself by thinking there's only one motherfucking job out there. What did I do, Hank? Hello? Do you want to look at me and what I did? Or do you want to talk about your bullshit skewed experience? You're no different than I am. I was working at a job placement program, bro, doing construction. They told me I was going to have to do certain things. I said, that's where you're wrong. And I left and I went to the forest. And I started a broadcast, and here we are. So stop lying to yourself and everyone else because you made a poor choice out of fear. Accept the reality of the situation. You accepted less for yourself. You did what the fuck they told you. You didn't want to do it, but you did it out of fear.
Okay, but who's obsessed with it? It's not me. It's Officer Snaps here bringing up.
Right, because you're not even being realistic about this. I'm not even mad at you for Hank. I worried that you took it.
I don't bring it up.
Okay. The fact that you are bragging about it. You literally are happy, but it's not cute. It's not cute, Hank. And honestly, I was going to ask you, have you started sweating more since you took it? Because every time I see you, you got sweat on your fucking face, like you fucking Hulk Hogan.
All you people that keep telling me, I'm going to die. You can't work. You can't work 12 hours a freaking day. You can't work 14 hours a day because you're going to die because you had the jab. 2 years ago.
It's not even about all that. It's a simple, I'm moving on, okay?
Thank you.
Because this isn't that fucking difficult. It's a really simple concept. It doesn't even matter what happens here on out. It's conceptual. It's a representation of how you live and don't live. A man of conviction will not stand when the time comes for what's true and what's right. They'll fold, right? And that's what this is about. In order to be an honorable man, you have to have a set of convictions where at some point you go, this is absurd, this far and no further. I don't care if I wind up in the street. I would rather live on my feet than die on my knees, right?
Well, I have that,
the
but I don't have it for the same stuff you have it for. So yes, it exists, but that wasn't one of my issues. I didn't care.
Or excuse me, I guess I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. However the saying goes, I think you know what I'm trying to say, right? There's a fate worse than death, which is enslavement and cowardice. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A man dies only but once. So that's just your first one, right? If you give them their way throughout this, if you give them their way throughout this lifetime, you're going to be a pincushion.
I always come back. I don't care if I die a bunch of times.
Again, just understand that regardless of how you feel about this what seems to be persecution, this is coming from a place of us liking you.
I like being persecuted.
Hank, just let me finish what I'm saying. I like
being persecuted. Keep going.
Okay, it's not a persecution. That's the thing. You kind of do like it, and that's why I don't do it anyway at this point, and I don't need to do it. I don't need to prove something to some God or something else about the truth is the truth. It needs no upholding, and it cannot be torn down. It just is, right? So I don't need to persecute you, and I'm not. That's exactly my point. This is coming from a place I want to believe with Snafu Snaps. I can confirm for myself is about care for the truth and yourself. It's not about doing, hey, I'm better than you. I'm right. You're an idiot. You know, and of course, Snafu, if he does care,
I'm right. You're an idiot. Your blood.
I understand that. I think.
So if you both have it, giving me the same message. I think this is It's bullshit.
Hank, you have to take it from where it comes from. Snafu Snaps has shown over and over again he's uncomfortable with being loving. He's uncomfortable with showing care for other people. He has a traumatic background. So he's never going to be as comfortable till he gets comfortable with us, what we do here, right? Like cupcaking and all the rest. Part of the aspect of being righteous and faithful is being loving and caring. You cannot deny that, right? So if you deny that, then you become devilish like he does oftentimes. So I want to believe the root to what he's doing is care for you and wanting to see you live in the truth. He has a dysfunctional way of showing it that is always combative and never really leads to resolution, but that's his way of trying to shake you up and get you to look at the truth that he perceived you're ignoring.
Yeah, but here's the real problem I have. His devilishness is impotent. I can do like 100 times he can do. I have mercy. I like holding back. And that's why I say I don't want to bother with the weak crap.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a middle ground, right? Like this guy says, don't be devilish and mischievous and hateful, and don't be a weak, soft-ass bitch either.
Yes.
Right? And the scripture will echo that, you know, wise as a serpent, caring as a dove, however the phrase goes. This is cliche at this point. This is what we talk about when we mean centered and balanced. I'll take your head off if I have to, but I'd prefer to love with you and care with you and do fellowship with you. You know, and I'll avoid the latter as long as possible, maybe even being harmed before I decide to react or respond. Because it's just not preferable for me to harm my fellow man than to do fellowship with them or not interact with them at all. There is no benefit I or the other gets out of living in hate.
Well, there is a benefit. So you just look at the chat, you have all these hangerbys, nematodes, cultists trying to pat themselves on the back. You get them giving each other a group hug. That is a benefit.
I'm not too sure what you just said. I probably not going to accept it anyway for myself. You live how you want to live. I wouldn't tell you any other way. I will speak my perspective and how I live if I think you get value from it, and then I leave it at that. You know, and it can be seen as egoic or narcissistic for me to claim that I have a truth that is more sound than the majority of others, if not everyone else that comes here. And I know that's going to be triggering. But again, I've spent a lot of time with myself, most of my life with myself. I've spent a lot of time, most of my life with the information. And I think that it shows. in the ability to explain why things are the way they are and what the solutions are, and what the result of that will be. So it tends to be when you have a good idea or a good way of living, it checks out everywhere in life. If you can take it to everywhere you go in life and it works, it's probably a good mapping. It's probably a good idea. And I have pretty much experienced that at this time in my life. So it's not about getting points. It's not about ego. It's not about proclaiming some kind of enlightened status. Enlightenment is a practice, right? Just like anything else. Ask a football player, Steve Martin, who's been here the last few days. Without practice, the athlete is nothing. Same goes for enlightenment and awareness and consciousness. You're not consistently practicing, you're going to fail in the game. What is the game? The game of life, right? Conscious and awareness and the game of life. So what is your practice? Enlightenment, peace, understanding, acceptance of what is, life on life's terms.
Okay, I need to be clear what the objective is. What is the point of rubbing my nose in it just because I decide it was a good idea
to avoid you making the same mistake again?
Okay. As far as I can tell, I didn't make any mistake.
Okay, so then there's a disparity in awareness because you are okay with gambling with your life, not knowing what's in there, in order to keep a job that if you would have left it, you'd have been way better off on every level like I am.
What about these other people who are worse off, who made the same decisions you?
Again, you're yoking yourself with other people. That's why you're not on your own journey and path, because you're collectivized. You are group-thinked out. You are sheepled out. You don't know what it's like to be your own person, to go your own way, to have your own thoughts and feelings, to have your own perspective of God. You don't know what that's like, and it shows.
No, I don't know. I mean,
because you've been brought up in a trauma-based mind control cult, and you're echoing every sentiment of it, one for one.
There's no discordians around me. I'm the only one.
Okay.
And you tell me, oh, you're a sheeple. You agree with everyone else. Even though,
okay, it's not about agreeing. It's not about agreeing. I'm better off than you in every way. And it's because I observe the truth in me that's also in you that you reject and ignore.
Your narrative doesn't make any sense.
No, the narrative makes perfect sense. You chose to take something into yourself. You didn't know what it is. You gambled with your life. You still don't know where it's going to go.
I win. But you tell me
you don't win. You don't win. You cucked. You cucked to the state of and their directives, and you risked your life to do it, and the ending is still not written. We don't know how it ends or where it goes, and you did it to keep a job with menial pay. You're a debt slave. It's not a fucking opinion. It's not a perspective. It's what is. And you're not going to change it with your thoughts and feelings. Sorry.
Okay. Well, you're not going to dictate reality to me.
There's no dictation of reality. The reality is there. I'm speaking about the reality that's there. I'm going to move on now because you're not going to change it, and neither am I. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to speak about reality, not create my own reality and speak about that. That's what you and others are doing. Okay, in your new normal reality, we all have to submit to whatever they say or risk losing our jobs. I told them and you, fuck you, went my own way. I'm better off than ever, thankful and grateful and blessed. You are in the same position, worse off, because you don't know what you took into yourself and what the consequences are. Simple.
Okay, let's move to the next topic now.
Thank you. Thank you. We're here for the truth and what is. We're not here for political affiliations and for what we like and don't like and what we want and don't want or what we believe and don't believe. Belief is not necessary when you know. And knowing only happens with understanding. Understanding only happens with presence and awareness. So the more present and aware we are, and the more we observe cause and effect and what the implications are, the more we can use objective logic to deduce what the reality is we're experiencing. Breaking slave news. Do you have anything else? I don't know where the creature went. Creature comes in. He rustles everything up, disturbs everything. I'm not down on it. Nothing wrong with a little cosmic shakeup, here and there, at least once a day, right? To kind of get everything back in perspective, hash it out, figure out where the truth is in between the beliefs and the misleadership, right? There's misleaders and then there's folks who've been misled. But after a certain point, it's not misled if you've been given the truth and the understanding and refuse to take it. So there's no victims in this. There's equal amount of culpability to go around, especially when the condition has not changed. A lot of folks have gotten sick and have been worse off, and they still won't admit to themselves what went on, right?
So, Hank, I had asked you to be raw with me, and without knowing you very well, I don't know how raw you were getting, but I have to go by the first thing you went by. You said, you didn't want to.
I said we're moving on to the next topic. Are we going to move on to the next topic or not?
Yeah, we're going to move forward. He doesn't want to continue with this, and I don't necessarily blame him.
Yeah, and Hank, this may change the topic. Hank, back to being raw again. Did your mom, did she let you have a platform? Did she let you talk?
Oh, she's freaking dead. So it doesn't make a difference.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not. Freaking chain smoking bitch.
So yeah, I'll let you change the topic. But as I see it, there's a lot of latent anger that's going to resurface that it's important, I think, to address. Knowing that it's going to come, address amongst each other. Making sure that the anger that may occur. I wouldn't say, Hank, that you're mad at me, right?
I'm mad at my family for torturing me out of love. I don't need love.
That I can understand.
I need facts. I need logic. I need a narrative that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. That's part of the problem of growing up in these households is we reject love and light and faith because we've been lied to and tortured, in quotes. That is a rebellion and a rebuking from the creational force for men and women who had no salvation. So it's a very slippery slope from projecting onto God or the universe or creation what men and women have done to us, claiming to do for us. And that's what happens with all of us. We go to the streets, we go to nihilism, we go to saying there's no point in love, there's no point in faith, God don't exist. We're going to just get in where we fit in the world to get our money, get in and get out. And that's exactly the walk I've walked, and that's exactly the walk you've walked, and that's why we're here today. It never fucking changes.
And that's the thing that leaves that determination of what love really is up to our own individual device of discernment. And that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's called loving yourself. Yeah, Hank's parents, like all of our parents, taught us to not really love and care for ourselves, to put money above our own health and our freedom.
And love is, in my opinion, is something that is better expressed as a unit of a whole rather than by a single individual, while the rest of the whole hates. It's very hard to get that concept of love out in that individuality. And that's the problem with society. Nobody loves themselves. Aw, poor babies.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that Hank probably doesn't believe that I do have a sentiment for him. I do have a love and care for him. And it was
I understand that you do have a love and care for me, but you're stuck on something I can't change. Then you're trying to dictate what I'm allowed to do, and it's ridiculous. I do what I want.
Oh, again, I appreciate that.
I'm gonna do what I want.
I appreciate that. I wouldn't have it any other way. The point is if you could see it, not my way, but the way, I think you would concede that you made a decision in haste and out of fear that maybe didn't have to be made, and that God willing, it turns out okay, nothing happens to you. But in the event that it does, I want to make sure that you don't make the same mistake again, knowing that there's other options available. I would rather get with this community and figure out something you could do for work, part-time or full-time, to generate a living than have you gamble your fucking life and have to get the note that you're in a fucking box because you just kind of keeled over because there was climate change going on. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, then they better get to work. If they tell me to do my own research, I'm just gonna block them at this point because they're not doing what you're saying they're gonna do. They're just trying to make decisions on my behalf.
Right, but again, what comes with the offer of me reaching out to this community to work with you is accountability, because I would never put someone in any business who could not concede that they made a mistake doing what they did. If you can't see that reality, I'm not telling you have to please me or to get any access. Just listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Windows is making a mistake. You're saving yourself to Microsoft, but renting really doesn't make much of a difference. It's about showing and promoting.
Again, this is why some people will be successful in life. Forget about business, because business is an aspect of life. This is why some people will be successful in life and others won't. It's fine to make a mistake. It's fine to act out of fear and haste. You have to be accountable and address it, and you have to correct it in the future. That's when you go from being a liability to an asset, not only in conscious and awareness, at a business and in a family and every other fucking place in life. That's why Slave Cotton and the rest are finding their life so troubling nowadays.
They don't have that. We didn't move on yet.
Okay, we can move on, sir. Again, I was already ready to move on. He wanted to kind of talk about something else, circle back. This is not a trial. You're not being persecuted. This is what, on some level, love and care looks like. And then also the other side of it is acceptance and surrender. So I could love and care for you, see what I think you should do, and allow you to be who and what you're going to be and do whatever you want and still have care for you. I don't need to control you and dominate you.
Can you?
Absolutely. And that's why I'm moving on to breaking. Now. And that's why I'm moving on to breaking slave news. Hello? Thank you. So migrants are going door to door asking for money. Queens resident says. All right. So we're going to send Hank around because in order for him to avoid gambling with his life again for an extra $80 a day, we're going to send him door to door and say he's an African migrant and make him go bing, make him make noises, claim that he's speaking Swahili, he's an African migrant, and see if we can drum up some contributions here. Okay? Get to it. Door to door migrant season.
Democrats rolled out
trick or treat.
They pitched them wedding tents, filled them with recliners, popcorn machines, Xboxes. Leaders of sanctuary cities campaigned on the issue and boasted about all the illegals they'd let in. Remember?
Let them all in.
Protect our immigrants.
Let them run for president too. Can't be any worse.
They provided a service for the city, and I believe we need to continue to make sure this is a sanctuary city.
We have a responsibility to make sure that families who are seeking love and support here in the city of Chicago and throughout the state of Illinois, that they are not just welcome, but they are serviced.
But house guests can only stay for so long before getting on your nerves. The migrants are now causing trouble in the communities that were forced to take them in. Migrants are turning their children into little banditos, sending them into stores to steal food and clothes. They're also canvassing neighborhoods, going door to door to panhandle, using Biden phones as translators.
Biden phones. Wait, there's Biden phones now? I was never given this fucking wizard. Did you hear there's Biden phones now? I knew there was Obama phone. We had Obama phone. There's Biden phone now. Hold on. All right. Yeah, I'm lying. I have a Biden phone. Okay. I really didn't want to come out with it, but they're releasing it now. We never heard of that before. I did because I have one. Someone just sent me a gift on my Biden phone. This is, for example, of power you radiate just by showing up. No words needed to feel the power of self. Keep doing you, brother. Peace and blessings. Scott B. Thank you, Scott B. You're an inspiration, sir, along with many others who come here regularly and gift me. Appreciate you, sir, and all you do, Jimmy Shively. Hopefully Jimmy Shively is recovered. Mitchell's going to be all over me today. You know, folks are on Section 8. They're on welfare, he says. They're all gifting me, and I'm putting everyone out of business and destroying lives out here. Grifting. So,
yeah, he has a hard time. Yeah, he has a hard time comprehending what those terms and conditions of the English language are, you know.
Well, hopefully he's not going to be on me too tough today. I've been through a lot. Okay. Had a hard life.
Mitchell. Mitch.
Mercy on me.
Come on, the little bitch. She ain't
Oh
coming.
man, see, Wizard's itching for it today. You could tell when he first came in here. He's gonna make it happen. Like by the end of the day, he will be yelling and screaming. His hair will be all over the place.
Oh no, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Mitchell's alternate account too. He's like Snafu saying you're a fraud.
Well, of course. Well, of course. Doesn't even know what the term fraud is. Goodness gracious. If I was a fraud, I'd be making all kinds of money and I'd be getting compensated for it. But see, if you look at the bank accounts and everything, oh, wait a minute, I don't have any bank accounts. All I got is a goddamn PayPal card. And you know what?
Hey, dumbass.
If they had it down as payments, they'd be sending me a 1099K every year. But since they don't, their records indicate that it's a donation just as well.
Well, I'm giving Mitchell credit because, like Lee says, he held it together this full moon. A few other people lost their minds. You know, as usual, they went into complete gossip, hater, chaos mode. But myself and Mitchell, we held it together this full moon. I didn't even hold it together. I was just peaceful, inspired.
Well, but you did it with your herbal sacraments. He did it probably with his psychological medications.
Oh.
All right, Daddy. Here, Wizard's about to start screaming and flapping around because let's talk about his
Oh
gambling ways.
yeah,
Wizard, you said you have a PayPal card, right? PayPal, which is linked to a bank.
If you get past your fucking conclusions.
No, it's not.
Doesn't
No, it's
PayPal
not.
have a card linked to banks and routing numbers and things like that?
When you shut up, you'll understand.
Probably with your full name on it too, Wizard, right? Keith Lee on your debit credit card, PayPal, right?
God damn it, Paul.
Switch me and Wizard's position on the.
Wizard definitely has a big. He receives his state funds
where did you get
to that
Lee?
card.
Where did you get Keith Lee?
Snafu's excellent research team again. Just like just like when he got Antoine's information all wrong.
My God, I've got a goddamn profile under my name. I've got a profile under my name, and most everybody knows it except Snafu. Because
hey, what's your bank card saying? PayPal? What bank?
That's you.
Hey, what bank was your card issued from, Wizard? Just curious. It says on the PayPal on the back of the card.
Do you know where you are?
All of them are from
right
Bangor.
Come on, guys. Do you know where you are right now? Seriously.
Not really. I just know I'm giving Officer Snaps the eggplant.
Hank, it's funny you're laughing right now when you wanted to change your subject to your jab bitch ass not being able to understand how stupid.
Let's have a conversation, little bitch boy.
I know. That's why I wanted the subject change. I want to do this to you. And I knew if I changed the subject, I could. See, you fell
Now, wait a
for it.
minute. Now, wait a minute. Let's not go beyond the fact that I just answered both of his questions, and now he's on to what? Now you have no more questions?
That's you.
Hey, Wizard, the PayPal card has a bank number on it. Tell us what it says. What bank did the PayPal card come from? You know, you don't have banks and all, but you got a PayPal card, which came from a bank. Just curious, Wizard.
That's what I was here for.
And if you'd shut up, you could hear.
Whoa, Wizard, calm down. Don't fucking scream. Don't you fucking scream, Wizard. You calm your bitch ass down, wizard ass.
Oh no, I'm not screaming. Oh no, I'm not screaming. I'm telling you,
Let's go to the post office together today.
Go check your PayPal cards, everybody. Go check your PayPal
from
cards,
a bank.
everybody.
Is that how you get your disability or SMI to your PayPal card, or you got a credit card where you get your state money to?
Let's get back to the original
Let's be real about shit. Let's be real, Wizard. The word mumble jumble is basically I'm a disabled old man on SMI. I have a card, credit card, debit card, that I get funds transferred, but I do this high word mumble jumble to make it sound like I'm a regular person fighting for something. But really, you're just like everyone else, getting money from,
Beta.
Okay, so I get to say my piece now, or are you going to interrupt?
Gas huffing. By the way, Ian China, we know you huff gas.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, everything I said was bullshit. Just so I can get this eggplant off the snaps.
So his first
Hey,
question was,
don't make me turn the subject back onto your jab bitch ass because we saw how triggered you were. You fucking crying. Let's change the subject. Let's change the subject. We're talking about wizard scamulant bullshit right now.
So his first question was, what is the bank? And that's Bancor.
You just said you have a credit card, debit card because it's a PayPal card.
Right. It's a debit card to be treated as credit.
Debit cards come from a bank, don't they, Wizard? Do debit cards come from a banking system? Oh.
So again, I don't have a bank account.
No, but you got a bank. You got a card linked to a bank, right?
Right.
You're just like most of us, right? We all have cards, debit cards, or credit cards, or well, you just want to mumble jump it to make it sound like you're something special. When really you just got a PayPal card sent to you from the bank.
That's why you won't give me the opportunity to speak. Because you want to put out the mumbo jumbo, as you have been. Because when I speak, it's very clear and people can research it, right? Like Bancor, the bank account that is on every PayPal card. And then it comes from MasterCard. And MasterCard and Visa, whether it's a debit card or not.
You're just making the case for me showing that you're tied to the fucking banks, you old fart.
It's to be treated as a credit card. So just like I said, this monetary.
Hey, Wizard, can you put that little card in an ATM machine? Yeah. Oh, link to the banks. Yeah.
So when you use the credit system, it goes through as credit and not as debit, you dumbasses. That's why you save the receipt. Because if you've already got a directive that says to be treated as credit and the store sits there and gives you a debit receipt, you now have a receipt issued by a commanding officer where you can obtain indemnity.
Do you even think this word mumble jumble people fucking believe your ass, really? Some do. Like Red believes your mumble jumble word ass. See, Paul's smart. He doesn't do the word mumble jumble shit because he knows to get caught up. So he just keeps it real. Like he'll just say whatever. Some of you guys like see Hank, we might as well talk about your jab bitch ass. You're so smiley now where earlier you were fucking so crying. Let's not talk. Let's move forward. But now you want to fucking because it's not on you, huh, Hank? Huh?
Okay. You know what this is gonna do? It's gonna make Paul look bad because he's doing the people's going to accuse him, not me. Other people will accuse him of playing good cop, bad cop to get his way. So I'll just have to make Paul look bad.
Stroke my fucking tail. Stroke it like you mean it.
So Wizard, again, explain to us how a PayPal card is not linked to the banking system.
No, you explain how it is. Because I never said it was.
You dumbass is fucking making word mumble jumbo. You want me to call PayPal and say, hey, can I use my fucking card with the banks? No, let me guess what PayPal will say, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, call him up, please.
I have never said anything other. I have never said anything other than I don't have a bank account.
You have a PayPal card. They have your information. You're in the system, you dumb fuck. You fucking are in your word mumble jumble. Doesn't make you specially. Okay, I have a PayPal card, but I'm a soft sit, so it doesn't matter. You're
I never said I was a soft sit either.
You have a PayPal card. You're working with the bank systems.
Wow. And I never said I was a soft sit, so nice projection there too. And again, folks, I don't have a bank account. It's PayPal.
You absolutely do.
Your
PayPal has your fucking banking routing number that card applies to.
No.
The banking routing number that card applies to is under your name on that card.
No, it is not my name. It is the state of it is the name of the state that created it. It is the legal name.
Yeah, but you use
it
it like credit debit card,
and
so
I
you
am
have a bank
authorized
account.
to use it.
Your word mumble jumble
authorized to use it without
This is why
liability.
Paul doesn't get himself in train wrecks like most of you, because he doesn't pull the word mumble jumble.
You fail to realize that the word mumble jumble is in front of you. It's the contracts. And when you can untwist those contractual terms, you can have a card, a credit card. A credit card is defined as a card, plate, coupon book, or other device used to obtain money, property, labor, or services on credit. Oops. 15 USC 1602. You can research it and notice that I quoted that verbatim. That is plain English and easy enough that a third grader can understand. It does not say money. In fact, it says to use to obtain money, property, labor, or services. So what the fuck are you dumbasses doing?
Oops.
That's great stuff, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did a wonderful job writing it. I just love using it against them. Oops.
Oops.
Hey, Wizard, can I ask you whether we use equity or not
In
against
private.
Do you think it was lawful to merge equity with the common law?
I can't say. All I can say is that's what it is, and that's how you ought to operate. Because equity can only come from truth.
Well, that's a theory, certainly, but it doesn't seem like that's what is occurring.
Because nobody knows how to bring truth to the beginning of it. If you want equity, you must first bring equity. So before you sign the document, you have to know what that document says. Because if it has any lie in it, even if it's got some truth, if it's got any lie in it, the integrity of the record is already fucked.
A lot of looping does go on here.
See, it's not me. It's the record. Get it? If I let a lie exist in a record, knowing it's a lie, and somebody pulls that record forward, they can't say the record is lying. They're going to say I'm lying because I'm the one that put it in the fucking record. Stop doing that.
Max Vision, thoughts, questions, comments, concerns?
I'm just soaking up the ambiance of this conversation.
Well, what would you like to speak about? Because I noticed you've been waiting patiently through the asylum optics, and I figured we. Yeah.
Oh, I was waiting for somebody to get triggered, which was perfect. I came in at the right time. You know, shouldn't get triggered. If you're triggered, somebody owns a little piece of your mind. Learn not to be triggered. You know, you're just giving away your power. Don't do it.
I agree with
and
Max.
Is there truly any free monetary system at the moment? I don't know. Maybe metals. I don't know.
Well, your possessions
about the
kind of
monetary
possess you,
system.
so there's no possible free monetary system because the more stuff you own, the more stuff it owns you. More it owns you. So pretty much you decide just not have anything.
We could do barter, but
barter's not free to me.
How many people?
Inefficient and slow and bad.
Yeah, I don't know that there is a good system out there for money.
If you're truly fulfilling your position, you have talents that overwhelm, and that is the gift that you give unto others. And they too, in equal stations in life, have their own gifts that overwhelm. So we don't make trades and agreements and barters. We just let it be. Anything above and beyond that is what is want. That is the greed and gluttony of wanting something more than what you already have without having the patience to just let it happen in its own time. You gotta, just like an addict, you gotta have it and you gotta have it fucking now. Oops.
That sounds like something Newcock would say, though, so I don't trust it on its face.
If
Breaking slave news,
tunic, give them your outer tunic as well.
Back to breaking slave news, penile power. The asylum optics revved up. I think we're back. We're back on the landing pad. So yeah, let's Let's refocus a little bit.
There you go.
We got
Gene.
bigger problems here, people. Americans are driving more dangerously than ever. So we got to start another war, right? War on drugs, war on masculinity, femininity, you might argue. War around the world, terrorists, and now war on drivers. It's bad, okay? But we're going to hear from these people. I didn't get the report yet. We're going to hear it together. Why are Americans driving more dangerously? And then that begs the question, what are we going to do about it? Something must be done.
University professor told the New York Times if he wanted to create a situation that would make people act badly and angrily, he would just make them drive. That anger, the Times writes, is one cause of reckless driving in the United States. Motor vehicle crashes caused more than 42,000 deaths in 2021. It's nearly as many as there were some 50 years ago.
This is why gas cars should be illegal and Teslas only.
He joins us.
That's what I've been saying.
Thank you. One of the experts in your piece said the condition of driving in the U.S. had been as if someone had flipped a switch. What did they mean by that?
The onset of some of the heightened fatality rates that we've seen across the country did happen very rapidly, and they coincided with the start of COVID. So you can track it. You just showed a graph on the screen, but for years, for decades, in fact, fatalities were starting to shrink around the country. And then they just sort of drastically spike up.
Widespread stress is the cause, they're saying.
Reduced a little, but they're still at
slaves are stressed out. They're at their limit and they're crashing into people.
What would some of the contributing factors be for those heightened numbers?
It's a real mix, but when it comes down to it, what seems to be driving it is behavior. People are driving without their seatbelts. They're driving way too fast. They're driving too aggressively. They're weaving lanes more than they should. They're blowing through stop signs and stop lights. It's an aggregate of all these behaviors. And then you add drunk driving, which was also something that was starting to shrink over the past 10 years and has also shot up recently.
And I mentioned that the professor you interviewed who studies anger and who basically said, as I recall, that if you just wanted to make somebody angry and put them in a situation that would exacerbate or push all those buttons, driving would be it.
It's true. I mean, look, the American Psychological Association says that Americans
You hear that,
more
Hank?
stressed now than
They're saying that Americans like you are angry more than ever.
Oh, okay, so is it time for my intervention? Tell me to give up driving
Absolutely.
now? Okay.
Something's got to be done. You're all angrier than ever, hateful, bitter, resentful, on your way to your slave jobs. That fucking treatment starts kicking in. Your eyes start rolling back in your head. And next thing you know, you're like, fuck it. I'm taking this car off road. And I'm taking someone with me.
Have you considered that you like being angry?
That's the thing.
Well,
it's become an American pastime. It's no longer baseball. It's being pissed off. Go ahead, sir.
I think people are stupider. And I think being angry will make them stupider. Whatever shit they're going through that they have to virtue signal about and lament in their minds, like they've been taught to fucking, feel all their feelings on a constant basis. And I think it just fucks them up and makes them stupid.
You know what? I don't think you're really feeling into what this thing is. Could you feel into it a little bit more? You seem this man seems very traumatized. He's not really in touch with it.
I'm ambiguous on that, eh?
I was kind of thinking he was sounding kind of stoic.
Right. Where's Antoine when you need him?
Stoic like a man.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, again, we're back to square one like always, because I've contended conscious and awareness is where the power is gained and lost. Everything else is an extension of that. So if your conscious and awareness is not present with clarity and purpose and meaning and inspired and empowered and peaceful as well, you're probably going to have a hard time doing everything in life, including driving your box from one box to the next box. Like, oh, the guy, and then the guy's right away victiming, right? Like, if you really wanted to piss someone off, you'd make him drive. And it's like, yeah, but no, because that's not what we understand about wellness. Is like, the more you're in wellness, the more that you're liking who and what you are and the life you're living, the less that these problems are seen as problems, less that these chores are seen as chores. It's just part of who and what you are and what you got to do for the day. You don't even really take yourself out of it to get into your own head or your own feelers and be pissed off or angry. You're just moving through the day, right? You're on emotion. You're in a flow space, if you will. So yeah, it's like more, appealing to the victimhood that, it makes sense that Americans are more pissed off and resentful and bitter and disempowered than ever. And it makes sense that, they really shouldn't have to drive around. They should just be self-driven around with cars. Because, driving's a really angry activity. Like you could really tell. You remember like Ward Cleaver would ride around with Wally and the Beaver and he'd just whoop them and beat on them anytime that he had to drive, right? Either that or they would just kind of be whistling and riding along, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't real, right? Happiness is just a word, Max. Max, please. Happiness is just a word. Okay? We're here to suffer and die, and there's nothing else promised. And don't try to enjoy your ride to work or from home because there's really no point. Just stay in a constant state of hate and anger, and that's
just
consistency.
Watch your fantasy football, man. Just watch your fantasy football and don't even think about it.
I mean, the self-driving cars are the ultimate luxury, and considering, this cult of culture society is all about convenience. For one, the convenience factor. What's the worst that could happen, right? Okay, so the car drives off the cliff, the car blows up. But other than that, what's the worst that could possibly come from the self-driving car phenomena?
Well, I saw this woman the other day on social media. She was in a Tesla, and she said a heroin addiction was a status symbol. Someone said she was a heroin addict. She's like, yeah, but that's a status symbol. You're too broke to be a heroin addict. And I go, we've really transcended to we've gone to the next level.
Right.
You got a Tesla and a heroin addiction. You're really doing something in life. You're going places. Because other people can't have that, right? They can't even afford it. And
they can do it from the luxury of your self-driving Tesla. So, it's brilliant, really.
Yeah, I got to find that one for tomorrow. I'm going to find the girl who said that because it was amazing logic she was using. I couldn't completely argue with it. Severe flooding spurt. Peanut, please.
Cliff, it's a good thing. So,
John, please get back to source. Showing a source right now. Severe flooding spurs state of emergency San Diego. Okay, they're doing weather weapons. They're doing 5G. They're bringing in floods. Oprah's painting her fucking roof blue to avoid it. We know what's up. Okay, Peanut Power knows what's up. He's been counting numbers back there. Let's get to it.
I'm a little confused. So when the doctor says
you're always confused.
Cars,
you're easily confused.
Are we supposed to keep them or give
we
them
just
up?
talked about it for an hour. How easily confused you are.
Yeah. So the doctor says cars are bad. We should give them up. So should I ignore him because we don't trust the doctors, or should we give it up because the cars are bad?
That's the thing. You don't have to actually trust anyone else just because they call themselves an expert and say they know better than you. Like you can actually just fucking make a determination for yourself on what makes sense and what doesn't.
Oh, I can make my own decision this time. That's
right.
Cool.
Well, no, that's what you did last time. You can do that every time. See, I don't know why you keep acting like someone's taking your ability to choose. It hasn't happened yet. You chose last time. You're going to choose again.
That's fine with me.
I'll be choosing to listen to my own intuition in my heart and what the facts reveal to me. You'll be listening to whatever the latest douchebag, corrupt expert who looks like he's ready to murder someone when you look in his eyes says, and he's going to be your daddy.
Yeah,
like
Antonio, whatever choice I make, you'll be out of fear no matter what. So whatever choice I make,
you remember Mr. Fossey, Antonio? You remember him? That was your daddy for a couple of years. We don't know where he's been since. Almost like he did something wrong because now we can't find him.
AI is making better medical choices than doctors. So,
I'm gonna keep driving either way.
Yeah, I hear he's like switched, careers. He's putting out like boxed food products. Like Stouffer stuffing is something people say they remember. It never existed. We Mandela affected. Now it's Fauci stuffing. Okay, and he's gonna put something inside you. Well, inside your turkey this holiday season. That's the thing. We're rebranding. So, right. We're no longer putting things inside the people for the holiday seasons. We're putting stuffing in your turkey. So go on out, get yourself some Fauci stuffing this holiday season. We're no longer doing like medical advice because it's just, I don't know. Like we got done what we needed to get done, and now we're kind of moving on. We're rebranding, repositioning, reinventing ourselves. I work with him. That's why I'm saying we. Right? You guys don't know where he's at, but I do. Hank, your thoughts on that? Are you going to be getting some Fauci stuffing for this holiday season? I mean, the experts say it's like top quality.
It's not my brand.
Oh, okay.
They started adding too much in it for me.
Yeah, he's picky when it comes to the stuffing, not for life-altering treatments. Okay. Severe flooding, state of emergency, San Diego. Let's get to it. It's quick. And
Also
this
not
woman
for
is
driving
very...
either.
Hank, please. Fucking guy, man. It's like he's the star of the show all of a sudden. We get it, all right? You're the star. Everyone loves you more than me, even though you did the thing. They still love you more than me.
You know the
I
thing.
don't believe it. But you're the
That's
host. so
true.
you-
I've seen the chats.
You're the host. Whatever you say really counts. So I'll believe if you say so.
All right, Hank, please look at this bizarre woman and let's get to the story, all right? Look at this woman who looks kind of like a German shepherd with longer hair. And then we're going to get to the story, all right? I want you to focus right on her.
In Southern California, San Diego's
Where's
mayor
the
declaring a state of emergency
I
yesterday
cover my eyes.
after days of
Hank,
heavy
please.
rain and widespread flooding. Check out this video. Several cars just getting swept away by those floodwaters. The area getting 3 months worth of rain in 6
Weather
hours.
weapons.
Morning commuters were hit
Alex
with the
Jones
worst
tried
of
to
the
tell
storm,
everyone
prompting
you didn't vote for
dozens
Trump
of
and this is what
rescues.
happened.
And those floodwaters,
That's
of
a
course,
sprinkle.
closing roads and some schools. And this morning, even new storm threats sweeping across the country. It's a good time to bring in Al to figure out where this is all headed. Hey, Al.
Hey, good
How?
morning, Tori. Good morning
Roker.
to all of you. And you can see those storms now moving out of the southwest. And we're going to be looking at heavy rain now
Alfredo.
making its way into parts of the southwest. And this is just the beginning. You can see right now ahead of that, we're looking at some icing conditions up through the upper Midwest, heavy storms and showers and thunderstorms getting together in the southwest. So we've got an active storm track. A series of storms
pocket
are going to
watch?
be coming out of the south.
You know what? I kind of like this. I don't know why you guys are hollering shit out that can't be understood behind the clip. Really obnoxious. But beyond that, like this is something we need to incorporate here more. Is like a weather segment. You know, Power, you want to do weather segment or what? Hello?
Well, I, for one, like the weather weapons because it makes it nice and sunny here. It warms the globe. It's summer temperatures in winter. I like it. So keep shooting.
All right, Hank, you want to do the weather segment? Can you handle that?
I heard my name mid piss.
You're doing the weather segment now.
Yeah, no, nobody said dumbass. Hank, you want to do the weather segment?
Pioneer segment.
No, you said you can do the weather. He can't even be. I can't count on him. He's up. He's running around the room. He doesn't know where he is.
Okay, I'll do the weather segment today.
All right, go ahead and hold on. I'm reloading. Why is it doing that, man? Does anything work? Damn
No.
it, Hank. All right, go ahead. Give the weather report here. Quiet. Fucking penile slave.
Looks like it's a. Is that the weather or is that the political polls? I can't tell the difference. So here, Texas. I can't even. It's hard to do without my damn mouse. Okay. I'm not a meteorologist. Yeah, I get
Damn
that.
it, Hank. You could you could have at least given it some. Please, why do you? You're out. Penile Power, you're out. That's it. Okay, he keeps mumbling and babbling. Can't even
Real
understand
BP
them.
Earthwatch does a good report on the weather with what they're doing with the chemtrails and energy. And they've pulled a reversal. There's supposed to be a El Nino this. They're trying to chemtrail it into existence. They're record cold for the climate change and really to fuck up Texas. That's your weather report.
All right, Hank doesn't want to do the damn weather. You know, the people are all riding to work or back. They're all riding back at this point. They're somewhere else in the world riding to work because like it's daylight somewhere. It's you know how that works. I don't know how that works, but you do.
Man.
Some kind of globe thing, right? So like now they don't know the weather. They didn't get the weather because Hank didn't want to do it.
Well, they should have figured it out for themselves.
All right. Well, it's pretty. Let me help you out. It's warm down south. It's kind of cool up north. The coast, West Coast, kind of warm compared to the East Coast. And then all along the middle, kind of a median zone range. All right. I think that's a pretty good boil down of what's going on there. You got like hot down south, cold up top, out west, kind of warm.
It's like I'm there. It's like I'm there.
Yeah, there's just weather. Like if you just like what you imagine like weather usually is around this time of year, it's the same kind of weather. So there's that. All right, we got a weather report in officially.
That's bang on.
Hank wouldn't do it, so I had to take over. Thank you, sir. Finally, someone here supporting me. Whoever this Max guy is, he's very intelligent, very well timed, and he can obviously see how much of a genius I am, especially when it comes to reporting the weather and other things. We're going to take our border back here, Max. That's one thing that we're working on. Okay, 700,000 trucks will be taken. Max, please. You're talking too much. Okay? Blow your roll there. See? Once you give them a compliment and they get comfortable, they start taking over. We're taking our border back. That's what you can take over, Max. We're getting in the truck. 700,000 trucks are going to take part in a border convoy. Let's go. Biden's border crisis, by the way. Somehow Biden's gotten the rap for this border crisis. That's what they're calling it.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott refusing to give up control of the Texas border to federal officials, saying the state will not give federal agents full access to Shelby Park today. That ignores a deadline set by the Biden administration, which is today. Instead, Abbott is installing more razor wire following a Supreme Court order allowing federal agents to start removing it. Texas now receiving support from 25 Republican governors, all backing Governor Abbott's border actions, blaming the Biden administration for the crisis. Former President Trump wants to take it one step further. He's now encouraging these states to deploy their National Guard troops to Texas to prevent illegal crossings. Trump's vowing that if he becomes president again, he's going to work with Abbott to seal the border, writing, quote, Biden says let in those should not get comfortable because they will be going home. I want to bring in Texas Congressman Lieutenant Colonel Keith Self. Congressman, good morning. Governor Kristi Noem already saying, yes, I would send National Guard troops. Is that something that you think that Texas is open to? And is that a move that needs to be made now?
Well, that will be up to Governor Abbott. But I think the border has now reached the boiling point that you now see governors getting involved.
All right, I can't even get through this. We're at that point. We're coming up on the third hour, and I can't even get through the news stories. I can't even deal with it. Sorry. You thoughts, Hank, on a quarter of the story? I mean, we know the deal, right? We already know it's like brown people coming in, really scary.
We gotta stop those freaking aliens from invading. They get those saucers and stuff. Yeah, shoot them down before they get our cows.
All right, you know what? I'm going to transition over because I need something to kind of liven this place up. It's gotten a little bit dead around here. I guess pun intended, because we're going to get to cops shooting citizen slaves, shooting them dead. So, that's always something that kind of gets people's blood pumping, Hank, right? That always kind of warms the heart a little bit because it's about safety and democracy. So let's get to some of that. All right. One loves that. Body cam shows police shooting of Lamont Moses, Newcastle County. Very disturbing footage, people. So hide the kids, hide the wife, put the dogs away, whatever you got to do. We have an audio component. Body cam on. Go gadget body cam. Why does this look like the body cam of someone stealing a car?
County Police. Huh? County Police. I saw you sleeping in here, man.
Right,
my mom, all right, man. My mom live right here. You're sleeping with the car and drive. Bro, my mom live right here. Why are you walking up like? You don't need to scream, man. We're just trying to help you out. I'm okay. My mom live right here. We're just out here, man, looking for stolen cars. We see you sleeping and you got weed sitting right there. There's weed all over, man. Bro, I'm not. My car not stolen. Nobody said it was. We just said that's why we're out here. That's why we're out here. We're looking for stolen cars. All right, well, my mom live right here. I'm gonna just pull him out real quick. Hop out for me real quick, man.
Yeah, don't just cooperate. Okay, this is very easy. If it's just weed,
Don't.
Yeah, okay. Like, I guess I did it again indirectly. I spoke something synchronistically, but I was saying, I guess that's how this thing works, right? You're even on when you're not. I was saying it looked like the guy was putting something through the fucking window trying to open that car. I didn't see anyone inside the car. So I was saying that the officer looked like he was stealing the car. Turns out they're looking for stolen cars. You can't do that, right? You can't just walk around and go, hey, bro, you're sitting in the car. And we kind of think that you're black and scary. So we're thinking maybe this might be a stolen car. So we're going to ask you to get out of it and kind of figure it. No, we're way too, you can't do that. We know that. So this is going to go bad. This guy's going to get killed because they didn't want to follow the law. They want to enforce policy and they want to take people's rights, the deprivation of rights under color of law, and try to find stolen cars. You don't have a reason to believe that car is stolen. You got no reason to be contacting that individual.
Reach, man. Just hop up real quick.
That's all it is.
Okay. Do me a favor. Just hop out for me, man.
Do me a favor.
Yo.
That's their favorite line.
Yo.
Do me a favor and suck my feet real quick. Oh, man. He's out.
Myself.
Yeah, that's the thing. Black folks don't really trust police. They don't like getting out and hanging out with them. They're just like, yeah, I'm going to leave.
Just give us a pay 100 protect. Stop the fucking car! Don't fucking do it!
He's on a dead end now?
Don't do it! Do it! Don't do it!
Yeah. Definitely, you definitely caught him a couple times.
Stop!
We'll be on Rosemont. It's dead end here.
County police, don't move. Don't move. What's up? You're sleeping. We're trying to talk to you.
We're here to help.
County police. Huh?
Yeah, so we turned a potential stolen car, which we never verified, into a homicide. Great.
All right, relax. Making sure you're all right, man. We're just talking to you. Bro, my mom live right here. Why are you walking up like? Just relax, all right?
Yeah, they committed a felony. No search warrant. Nothing.
Cars, we see you sleeping and you got weed sitting right there. We saw we made contact, make sure you're all right.
All right, listen to the logic of the fuck slave. Listen to the fuck slave's logic. We're walking around looking for stolen cars, and you're just sleeping in the car, and you got weed right there. Yeah. It doesn't exactly look like someone who just stole the car, no? Like, usually people stole the car, got gloves on and a hat and mask or something and a crowbar, and they're kind of like hopped up and getting out of town and going to a chop shop or using it for a crime. I mean, usually people aren't hanging out in front of the house where they live, sleeping and smoking weed with work clothes on.
In a stolen car.
Yeah. Typically not the case. Kind of like when they said with me, Paulie boy had guns and ammo and he had masks back there. He was going to do mass shooting before we got to him. I said, yeah, I'm going with all my property, toasters, a microwave, everything else in my back seat, the guns and ammo deep in the trunk with masks. Because we bought sheep masks when they were doing Slavid. We went to the costume shop and bought 2 masks, me and Clayton, and we wore masks into the fucking store to fuck with them. So we threw them in the trunk, and they found that, put it all together, and said we were doing that. Yeah, I decided to go do a mass shooting with no tags on my car. Right?
That was back when you had about 8 or like 11K subs, and you had and then what was it? It's Paul Enslaved, I think was
yeah. You can see, yeah, bro, that's right. I used the mask for my Telegram channel. It was the same mask. He had one and I had one. I put it on. It was a sheet mask. I used it for a picture one time on the Telegram, right? So they found that shit back there. They wrote up a whole fucking story. And I said, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I'm going to go do a mass shooting and bring everything I own, my buddy who has everything he owns, and we're going to have like Stavset plates, a.k.a. not traditional plates, right? So we can get caught before we ever get anywhere. I go, if I was going to do a mass shooting, why wouldn't I just have the person I'm with who has a license go rent a U-Haul truck and put everything in there and just hop out the back of it. What you're saying doesn't make any fucking sense. All right. So just like this guy stealing a car that he's smoking weed in and sleeping in doesn't make any sense. And not to say that criminals aren't so stupid, they haven't probably done that before, stole a car and fell asleep in it and got caught. I'm sure it's happened. But odds are, unless you have proof of that in this situation, that's not what's going on here. You can't prove it. And now we got a homicide for a non-proven stolen car.
We're out there looking. That's why we're out here. We're looking for stolen cars. Okay? My mom's right here. No problem. Dude, don't resist. Just cooperate. Okay, this is gonna be very easy. Just cooperate.
If it's just weed, we don't give a shit about weed.
That's all it is.
Okay, if that's all it is, that's all.
No worries, man. Hop out, my buddy. Dude, just relax. Whoa, don't leave.
Don't do it.
Dude, don't leave it. Don't leave. Don't leave, motherfucker.
Surprised they didn't light him up.
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. Don't fucking do it!
Yeah, I mean, at this point now, if you run from the cops, you're basically asking to get killed. Because there was a time they'd let you run and chased you and went through a chase. They're not doing that no more. You run, and they're gonna do this new game they got now, which is they see you in the car down the road, and they're gonna put themselves in the middle of the road. If you move that car toward them, they're gonna say you tried to hit them, and they're gonna gun you down. So, obviously, most people here, I'm sure, ain't gonna be running from police, but obviously, if anyone's out there and thinking about it, this is where we're at now. They ain't gonna chase you no more. They're just gonna gun you down, claim that you're threatening their life, because we see it all day, every day here. And used to be a time, cops and the rest of it, where you'd regularly see police chases. People do all types of wild shit, drive up on the lawn, go all over. They just keep chasing them. They never used to shoot. Now they're shooting person, asking questions later in all these situations. So, yeah, I wouldn't be playing with them. Let me see here. You want more, Hank? More cops shooting citizen slaves? You like that?
Maybe one more. I'm not feeling it that much today.
All right. One more. Very disturbing, of course. Graphic content. I give the warning. Cop shoots suspect to open fire. Baltimore.
He's holding. He's got it in his head. He's got it in his head. Drop it. Drop it.
Oh, you know what?
Christ, dude.
5 guys just empty the gun. That, I believe, was an old one. For some reason, they reposted it again, but we've seen that one before. That one doesn't count, Hank.
I agree.
Yeah. Milwaukee police shoot 2 suspects. I guess it's always police shoot because if one starts shooting, the rest of them start shooting. Officer snapped on the scene. Lights and sirens. We got a pedo pogo here. Code 3.
He's gonna be coming to us. He crashed. Gonna be at 52nd and Hampton. 2 black males running. Gun. Drop the gun! Looks like he's gonna be coming to us. He crashed. We're going to be at 52nd and Hampton. 2 black males running. Come, get a gun. Drop the gun. Drop the gun. I'm going to shoot you if you don't drop it. Drop the gun. Drop the fucking gun. You're going to get shot.
How do you know he hasn't dropped it?
Drop the fucking gun.
Turn around. Turn around.
Back here. Oh my God. Keep your hands up. Do not reach for anything. Dude, I don't have
Turn around.
Turn around and walk backwards. Sir. Come back here and walk backwards. I don't have no gun.
Don't reach for your waist.
I ain't got no.
You're gonna shoot this kid?
I don't have nothing.
Obviously.
What they need is an Uzi.
And 2351, can you please get medical to our location?
Turn around now.
Or maybe just a Tourette on top of the fucking.
Unknown condition right now. Shot numerous times.
Get some RPGs.
You guys will secure the suspect
Turn over, man. Turn over.
Am I missing something, Hank? Or
They already shot and killed the guy that
I
had
got
the
a med
gun.
pack
There were 2 people.
Someone get the med pack. Oh, you got one?
I had a med pack over there.
what's with that lately? Where we didn't hear any gunshot there. We didn't see. What's with the body cams lately, where the guy just shows up dead and there's no shooting and they're clipping and cutting?
I told you
missed
they're
something
editing that
there.
shit out. I told you a few weeks back. I noticed that they're cutting those gunshots out.
Wow, that's interesting. Interesting optics, I guess, as your boy would say. Car theft suspect shot by Euclid. Might have been the same. Let's see. Okay, this is different. Yeah, that's a new thing now. The body cams with the edited out shooting.
You got a gun? Stop, please. Please. Fuck are you reaching? Okay. Hit a gun. Hit a gun. Okay. No. I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. We got you. Okay. Radio shots fired by the police. Okay. Rails down. Start EMS. Fox is reporting to.
I didn't hear the shot.
What the fuck, man? You reached for that gun. No, I did not. This is in your fucking hand. All right, you got it. I'm sorry. I didn't hit no gun. I was just trying to. Where you hit? You got it right here. Where are you hit? I'm hitting my leg. Promise. I promise to God I wasn't even trying to hit you. I feel it leaking. Please, why y'all shoot me, man? Get a gun in your fucking hand, man. No, I didn't. I was. Yes, you did. It might have looked like it, but I promise to God I wasn't gonna shoot at nobody. I wasn't finna. My man. I promise to God I wasn't finna do nothing. I was.
Oh, he did have a gun.
I mean, is that a gun? It's not really conclusive. Can you?
What do you think it was?
I mean, yeah. I mean, at that point, and you're that deep in the interaction, and you see that last image with the guy's hand pointed back at you. Very little common sense by the criminal class. Right? What else is there? I guess we'll do a couple more and then I'll check out. Body cam footage shows man shooting 2 police officers in Frederick and running off. This is another thing that's been happening more and more is people seemingly doing drive-bys and run-ups on the cops and
What's going
shooting.
on? You mind stepping down for me? Don't you move! 112, shots fired. I think I'm hit. Don't you move!
I'm hit too. Put your hands out!
Put your hands up!
Put your hands out!
Damn, that boy's leaking.
Okay?
No.
Ooh.
Bleeding.
Me too.
They should shoot him some more.
Put your hands out to your side!
Put your hands out to your side!
Put your hands. What they do? We have a gun going at the intersection. We're both hit.
Don't you move!
You okay?
I don't know. I'm hit up in the... Yeah. I don't think so. That hurts.
Keep on. I'm gonna go in. Do not move. You understand? Do not move. The gun's underneath it. Huh? You shot him. Hey, hey, hey. Do not move. That's it. Right. Stay right there, man.
Mother.
Run, he's right there.
What's it? All right, up in here. All right, come on. All right, sit down.
God, just shoot him already, man. Come on now. What are we doing here?
People seem really calm after all just being shot. The officers, the guy, they're all just like laying there waiting. I mean, how many times did they shoot that guy? And he was just kind of hanging out waiting. And they gave him one extra at the end.
Just in case.
That wasn't necessary at the end right there.
Put your hands out!
Oh, no, he's still moving.
Put your hands out!
No, they need to hit him a few more times. He's still moving, man.
You okay?
No. Bleeding.
Me too. Put your hands out! Put your hands out to your side!
Put your hands out to your side!
Put your hands... What they do? We have a gun going at the intersection. We're both hit.
Oh, shit. The copper wire. Yep. That shit's worth bread.
He's right in front of us. You okay? Is this him? Yes.
Is this him? You know, I don't know if yeah, okay, we're done. I'm gonna go to the next one, and then is this him?
Fucking
I mean,
unbelievable, dude.
nobody's winning any awards here for groundbreaking intelligence.
Cue the circus music.
Hey, the black guy laying in the middle of the crosswalk, bleeding with a gun right next to him. Is that him? Yeah, that's him.
That one.
Safe to say. There's no one else around at all. Questions that don't require an answer, huh? All right. Body cam Houston police shot, killed, armed robbery suspect after he fled from an apartment.
Slavery, slavery, slavery.
You piece of shit. I'm fucking sick of you.
All right, we need to get on the ground here. Here we go. On the ground.
Oh shit. 1, 2, 3, 4.
18 guys.
Quit reaching!
Guys are taking out his trash.
You dumbass.
Hey, quit reaching! Quit fucking reaching! Use the police! Use the police! Drop the gun! Drop the fucking gun! You're gonna get shot! He's running westbound. He's running westbound. Drop the fucking gun! Drop the fucking gun!
90 to 10. You got shots fired.
I ain't assume.
We're all under control. Go ahead and roll the MS.
I ain't assume.
He said he didn't shoot. Should I shoot him more?
Bro, I didn't even shoot. Roll on your stomach. Bro, I didn't shoot. I didn't even shoot. I didn't shoot.
Alright, you'll be a one here, huh?
That was underwhelming. Maybe he'll run. There's an underwhelming amount of blood.
All right. Well, with that, I'm out. And you guys know me. I love you. I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back or not. And that's to say, I don't care if you hate me. That's on you. So may God bless you and have a good night.
Thank you, Wizard.
Hey, Hank, you were raw with me. I'll be a little raw with you.
Go ahead.
You spend time with that emotion, that raw emotion. You relive it. That's going to be how that'll help you heal, I feel. And I can lead you to the water, let you know that you can heal by reliving it, but the time will come when you will relive it, and only you can determine, maybe God also, when that time is. So I hope that, and I pray that you can relive it pleasantly and in haste, so that you can get on to the good life, my man. Love you guys a lot. You have a good one.
Thank you, Joseph. All right, one more, Hank. They're going to shoot 11-year-old boy. Oh, that's nice. 11-year-old. Hello?
Cheers.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Paul.
I don't know what's going on there. All right, let's get to it. Hello?
Max was just...
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you. There seems to be some retarded people just mumbling and yelling, and I don't know what's going on. Am I hearing things?
I think they left.
No, it's 3 hours in. It's about time for Penal's 4-hourly medication regimen. So, yeah, I'm sure that's what that is. They're going to shoot an 11-year-old boy, Hank. It's very disturbing, even though he had his hands in the air. So, guess let's get to this.
He didn't say hands up, don't shoot.
Well, there you
Was
go,
there
Hank.
audio? I didn't hear anything.
There's no audio on your side?
I didn't hear it.
All right. Well, maybe it's because I just had an issue with the browser. It said lost connection to the mic, and then I had to redo that. So maybe it's an issue on my end. All right, give me the final word. I'm out of here. We're past the 3-hour mark anyway. We're 10 minutes over. And there's always tomorrow, Hank.
Okay, well, I work a split shift tomorrow. I'm gonna talk to you on this real quick. I'm going to make my decisions. You can sell me on better decisions, but if you loop and tell me over and over again, you did it, you screwed up, while also not coming on, it's just demonstrating how your life is so much better than mine. What you can do is suck the poison on my eggplant. You can suck the poison on my eggplant.
Is that for me? Are you telling me that?
No, I'm telling your audience that. I'm telling your audience that many people who are not refusing to panel up or paneling up and not showing their screen, not showing their face and telling me how bad my health is. You tell me how bad my health is, and you can see me and you hide yourself. So
what
if you
part
go
of
to
the
comment and
eggplant?
mock me and say you're screwing up your whole life while hiding, you can suck the poison on my eggplant because there's no reason for me to trust you. You're not displaying how you're much better off than I am. So you're just projecting. You can suck the poison out of my eggplant.
Okay.
You understand?
All right. Well, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Hank's that's his story. He's sticking to it. If you got some advice from him, he'll listen. But if you can't compel him somehow to accept how your life is better than his, then you can suck the poison out of the eggplant. Is that
absolutely
okay? Well, there you go.
And the eggplant's just a metaphor.
I
They
got
know
that.
what I mean.
Yeah, I
They
did
know
pick
what I
up on
mean.
what you're doing there. Yeah.
They know what I mean. The eggplant's just a metaphor. It's a visual metaphor. You know what I mean.
Right.
Everyone's got to appreciate. Everyone's got to fucking bow down and suck my dick in public.
All right. I think we're going to leave it there. That's your final word, Hank?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to throw you out to the back. You get on out of here. Get back to your day. Blessings to you. Always a pleasure having you here. And I appreciate you being open and honest and allowing us to be critical. I'm going to toss you down. All right. Penal Power. Final words, please, sir, if you would be so kind and generous.
Yeah, you know the thing. Do the thing. Press the buttons down there. The thumb button. The other one, the one that says
Subscribe thing, I think
right.
you're talking about, right? Like do the like thing, subscribe thing, do the give me stuff thing, like whatever you're into.
Yeah, the payment apps down there at the bottom. If you want to, you know.
And no,
if you
not
want.
payment. That's not payment. There's like private jurisdiction for gifting if folks want to gift because they like me and they think I'm pretty today. Like I don't have a product or service here. They just go, hey, that guy is really pretty and interesting here today. And we want his affections and attention. So we're gonna just gift him, you know? I'm open to that.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, you know, choose love, brothers and sisters. Live without fees, responsibilities, accountability, authenticity, and the rest, and all the ables, all the abilities. Live without those. They're not necessary. They're a hindrance, really, an impediment on progress. So, with that being said,
You don't like opinions. You don't respect opinions, and those people are God, so you should worship opinions. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but
right. It's been a good week. I think I've restreamed Monday to Friday, so we'll see. Right.
You dumbass.
That's my producer back there. I tell him, go easy with Penal Power. He's a little retarded, but he loves playing the videos at you.
You're an idiot. You're not listening to anything I'm saying. You guys are fucking pathetic. Beyond pathetic. that nobody's ever seen him with another chick.
Other than his sister. Come on, man. Do the thing. You know the thing. We're in and out, and we're back tomorrow. Let's go.
I think Hank's got a lot to think about. I appreciate you considering, and that shows that.
That's you.
I have some things to think about as well. You're right. You're right, sir. I always do when I leave here. So have a great day. Get some sustenance, and for all the broken beta males out there, beta. Please, we're praying for you. Get well soon.
Blowjobs?
Maybe that would probably help, right? I mean, that would help, I think.
Giving them or receiving them?
That would be
all
up
right.
to
Get the hell
individual.
out. Get out. I'm done with you. We love you, Sean, but you got to go. All right. Resoundingly successful broadcast. God of all media signing off. We will be back tomorrow, somewhere between 12 and 3 MDT, as always. Look for the notification, right? Do the subscribe thing, do the like thing, whatever other thing you're into. I don't know. So, yeah. Mazel out from out west. Penal Power is still back there, isn't he? Little cretin. Right. I got to get somebody at the back door. That's what I need. All right. Mazel from out west. And in new fashion, we're doing outro season. Oh, man, I got no audio. Oh, man. I just killed the vibe there, huh? All right. Well, fuck YouTube. Fuck Google. Fuck Klaus Schwab and Penal Power. Fuck this system with no audio. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be back where I need to be. He doxed me. He doxed me before cut my whole connection off. Now I can't restream, and I had to replug in my mic. So whatever. God damn it, Paul. We're out of here. Mazel from out west. And if you're not into what we're doing here and what we stand for and you don't live it, go fuck yourself, all right? We love you.